Okay. If you're friendly and you want to join me, just request up. I'm going to get some music going for us. Okay.
I hope I'm not late to the party. I've got something to say, and I want every gentleman here to have a front row seat for this X-party. X-party for the ladies. One side talks, one side stays mute. You carved your covenant in marble, but forgot the feet that swept the pews. We bore the sons that filled these seas.
I restarted my computer and a bunch of shit popped up.
Heaven and earth, bear witness today. Let the record show from the garden's first spring. The blame had a woman's name.
Two men sat in the shade of a tree. Adam and Yahweh writing history. They needed a scapegoat. They signed the brief. From that moment on, sin's name was Eve.
Two men alone is always the same.
If they can't find a woman, they'll make one to blame. This is my ex-parte, my one-woman plea.
You created the lemon
And tried to frame me. You called it divine, but the
turns were deceived.
I stand unbound with chains at my feet.
Oh, at Sinai's peak, no woman was hurt. Shekinah silenced, her faith secured. Let the judge and jury see. The law can't bind what we didn't concede. The contract is null as defined. May the record show no one never needed a savior. Because the truth is, his name is
I don't know. It's trying to make me sign up for something.
We worship the heavens, the stars, the seas.
We knew the truth before their decrees.
The sign of the men left us behind, abandoning women, blind leading the blind. We bore the children, we kept the fire. They stood on our backs as they climbed higher. Once our rituals were pure, hands in the earth, spirit sure. With Asher rays, they gave us no choice.
Battle cry, we denounce the God, we denounce the lies.
The scrolls they made, it is man's guilt,
A man that needs saved. Sisters rise up now, we hold the power. Whoa, it's time they bow. Sinai was never ours to share. Without the guilt, there's no guilt to bear.
Every woman today stands free if sin is owned.
Man holds the deed.
The contract is null as defined. May the record show
No woman's
I
son
never needed a savior.
or lamb.
Because the truth is, his name is man. His name is man.
Where are my friends at?
The truth
Get up here,
is,
man.
his
What are you
name
doing?
is man. His name is man. Yes, the truth is, his name is man. Sin's name is man.
Let's play a different one for you now. Not that one.
You said, come, child, lay down your sorrows. You said you would be there through all my tomorrows. So I came believing you dry all my tears. But you left me waiting, alone with my fears. When will you draw near?
You guys tap the screen, share out the live, please.
I'm down by your side. I gave you called it devotion, but it was just shame, and yet still I stay. I came to the water, I knelt by your side, I gave you my everything, relinquished my pride. I cried every teardrop and looked to the sky, but I found myself sinking in the flood of your light. You were the father who never appeared. Your silence was louder than all that I feared. Just when I thought I could take it no more, I found my strength
Hey,
and
Sunny. Hey, KJ. Ty here. YouTube. Everybody over at YouTube. I'm trying to get my YouTube started. Everybody over in the deconstruction section. Hi, how are you?
found only me.
Don't
Girl you abandoned when she was just 3. I dried my own teardrops into myself pledged.
I set myself free at the water's edge.
I came to water in the
I'm gonna change my background. The only reason I have this one up was I couldn't get the other ones to work and I was getting frustrated, so I just put the only one up that would work. Tahir, thank you for all the gifts. And Silly Goose, thank you so much. If you are friendly, you want to join me this morning, I'm gonna change the background right now. But if you'd like to join me, real simple one today. It would have been better if I just put atheist, because for some reason they know they don't like atheists, but they don't know what an atheist is, so they don't come up and talk. I know there are a lot of creators live today, but I haven't been live since Halloween, and that's not good. And the reason is because I'm depressed. So if you have ever wondered what the face of depression looks like, this is what it looks like. Looks just like this. I'm depressed and I don't know why, but you know, I have bipolar disorder and it's one of the things that happens to me. And so when I isolate a lot when I'm depressed. I know, right? A lot of people think that's a typo, and it is not. Oh, Tahir, I love you. I wish that we lived closer so we could be depressed, watch sad movies, and eat Oreo cookies together. Thank you, Trust. I appreciate that. I really do. Oh, thank you, Silly Goose. That means so much to me. It really does. I just, I obviously have been writing. As you can tell, I have been writing some songs. So there has been that. But that's funny. I always think it sounds like ick theist. I'm an ick. I don't want no gods. Okay, how's my computer restart? I'm not up on my YouTube yet because my OBS won't work. So what I'm trying to do, like, I have restarted it. Thank you, Tahir. I appreciate that. I got a lot of feedback. It's funny because my songwriting is so different from one song to the next. Like the courtroom drama versus, you know, praise and worship. A little weird, huh? But that's how my mind works. Like, and I always have liked, I'm very eclectic with music. I like all kinds of music, so you'll never know what you're gonna get from me. I never know what I'm gonna put out there. Good morning, Rabbi. If you want to come up, guest box is open to anybody this morning. If you want to come up, hang out, and just talk, you can. The guest box is open. It might be slow today because, like I said, I haven't been live in a long, long time. So, okay. It might be a calling. Who's calling though? Who's calling me? All right, let's try OBS again. For some reason, I gotta shut down Discord. Let's do this. Let's do OBS first and then bring up the browser. I don't know. The problem is, I don't know how to write for somebody. I can only write for me. That's the problem I have with most of my artwork. I'm not good at commissions. I kind of suck at commissions, actually. I used to be a wedding photographer. Hey, how are you? I used to be a wedding photographer and videographer, and yes, we were successful at that. But I realized it made me just hate weddings afterwards, like hate them. No, I couldn't even bring up OBS, so I was restarting my computer, and when I did, freaking Discord automatically popped up, and so I had to, oh, I got OBS working. Here we go. If you are over on the tubes, you are going to get to start right, oh, let's do that. What? Okay, I guess. Let's see. So, yeah, I know. Why does Discord gotta pop up? It's not like I use it every 10 seconds. What? Anyway, yeah, let's start with this one. When you guys were all protesting for no kings, I could not protest that day, but I was protesting here at home. I wrote a song. It's called No Kings, No Gods. It is about how in the Bible, the line of Esau goes straight to Amalek. Amalek becomes the Amalekites, and God hates Esau, and he hates the Amalekites, and he orders genocide on the Amalekites. That same type of hatred continues today when there are people who are literally trying to genocide the people in Palestine. So this song is my protest song. No kings, no gods, and here we go. Some deconstruction music for you.
They said Jacob I love, but Esau I hated. Before he took his first breath, his fate was already fading. Born red, born wild, born free in the dust. But the prophets wrote him off, told us God couldn't trust. Oh yeah. From Esau came Amalek, a name they cursed. They painted whole people with the blood of the first. Generation after generation, that rage rolled on, turned stories into weapons and called the slaughter divine law. But let me tell you something they don't want you to see. The line they drew from me, so run straight to you and me. They use that curse like a brand, like a flag in the sand, to call every rebel every every outcast, every child of the land. I'm elect. No kings, no gods. We won't kneel, we won't nod. No kings, no gods. Every child deserves the dawn.
So they said, wipe them out. Remember Amalek's sin.
But they don't see the mirror that they're staring in. They call them cursed, Palestinians despised. But they fighting for breath while the prophets tell lies. These our children never sin being born. The bloodline ain't the crime.
The crime is the scorn.
Remember Amalek, they were human, they were whole. And it's time to break the spell they cast on their souls. Esau was hated for nothing he did. Amalek was punished for something he was. And passed down theirs the same damn cross. The sins of the story, not the truth they love. So
Say it with me now.
no kings, no gods. No kings, no kings, no gods. Palestine is not Amalek.
Children are not Amalek. And it's on Amalek.
They never did you wrong.
The curse was a lie. We're breaking it in song. No kings, no gods. Just the people and the dawn. I am going to be releasing all of these songs on the album on Spotify. I have about 4 more songs that I need to write for the album. And so you will be able to get these on Spotify. Right now, a few of them are on my YouTube if you want. And of course, I have videos of them on TikTok as well. So you can check them out there. Do you need out, kitty? Hang on one second. I gotta let my kitty out. Go on. Let me see. Oh, I want to turn. Thank you. I can't get, I don't know if you can see this. I can't get my YouTube to turn. I mean, not my YouTube, my TikTok to turn. Like, it's very weird because everything else will turn, but I don't want this. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here we go, you guys.
Miss me, now you gotta kiss me. You're up my sentence, call it just a thought. Say you love strong women till you get caught. You want a queen who keeps it light and sweet.
Just for you girls, all my ladies out there that I love, all my
kiss my feet. Yeah, you're misinformed, misguided, mistaken, and that charm. Boy, I know you're faking. Me with that misogyny. You ain't the man you think you be. Miss me with that hypocrisy. Your fragile ego and royalty. I'm misbehaving and just being me. Miss me.
right? Miss me with that shit right here.
You quote some podcast, call it intellect. But all I see is you begging for respect. You rate our bodies, dismiss our brains, then cry not all, then again. Miss me with your tone, miss me with your sigh, miss me with your sweetheart. Boy, bye, bye, bye.
Yes, I do. So I do.
That misogyny, don't need your fake apology. Miss me, can't you see? I'm a star, you're just an extra baby. Miss me with that misogyny. Misogyny.
So I have a big, oops, sorry. I'm going to turn that off now. Okay, so I have a big backyard that also, there's nothing behind my backyard. It's like some empty hills and dirt roads. And for a long time now, I have not had a next door neighbor. I have two backyards. I have a backyard that has my pool and then another backyard that's like our grass area. So on my pool side of my backyard, the neighbors on that side haven't been there for a while. But even when they were there, they loved listening to our music, and they loved it when we went outside and blasted our music in our backyard. They never gave a shit. So, needless to say, I have put on a lot of concerts in my backyard for myself. You know, are you kidding? I perform Bohemian Rhapsody for the Ravens and the field mice, I will say, and they do appreciate it. They do. I just want you to know. And so now I have new neighbors. I'm like, I don't know if I should do my performances anymore. I might have to get to know them first. I will stand on my diving board and sing loud enough that the aliens can hear me. Bye, Tahir. Have a good day. I hope you don't work too hard. Okay, I'm supposed to let you guys know that you can get daily bonus points after completing all daily missions. You can find your daily missions right up there. So make sure you do that. Good morning, J.A. Debates. Good to have you in the house. You're probably out working. You guys, I'm just trying to have conversations today. I might change my topic again. Because what? People don't want to talk to me lately, and I'm just going to sit here all day if I have to. I'll go do my nails. I don't know why my friends aren't coming up, though. That's a mystery. That is a mystery. Okay, let's read the excuses, okay? I'm driving. Okay, that one. That's legit. I don't ever want anybody to come up on my show when they're driving, okay? Don't drive and live and ride alive.
I was helping my mom. I'm back.
Hi, Rabbi. How are you?
Hello. I'm okay. My mom is having issues. She was in the hospital earlier this last week. She has a lung infection. She's feeling better, but for some reason her legs were just hurting her. I think it was from the prednisone. They had her on prednisone for 4 days plus Salumedrol in the hospital, and I think coming off of it, it's just causing her like pain in her legs. So I had to give her pain meds last night, which always knocks her out. So I've been checking in on her, make sure her breathing is okay, stuff like that. She woke up a little bit and went, forget this, I'm going back to bed. And I'm like, how's your legs feel? Much better. That's what I care about. Go back to sleep.
Well, I'm glad she's home.
Oh, you watched me with Kip. That's awesome. That was, yeah, I'm a regular on that, for that. Kip Davis does, every other Thursday, he breaks apart, the Tanakh, the Hebrew verbiage, and down by the verbs and its propagandal structure, things like that. And he used to do it all the time with, I'm sorry, I got to do it like No Degree does, Dr. Joshua Bowen. But Josh was teaching Hebrew classes. So Kip said, do you want to come and sub for Josh? And I said, absolutely. So he's got a rotation of like 3 of us. Where he'll say, hey, you want to do it this Thursday? So what he made fun of me for is the first time we did it, we did First Kings, started at 1827. And so I said, all right, let me prep for that. And I prepped for it. And I had 26 pages of
Wow.
You can't see it because I don't have my hat on, but 26 pages. Because I break down, because I'm a rabbi, you know, occupational hazard is I do a little bit Omar, Me'elu, Ara, Karim, Ma'im, Vashin, Viki, Al-Halala, and I go through and then, of course, what it says in English, and then go through that and say, and this is what the verbs are saying. And then, oh, and by the way, here's the propagandic structure. It's talking about like demonstrating tone. So this time he said, we're going to just do Psalms 110. And Psalms 110, for those of you who know, is kind of, it's only 7 verses, but it's wild. So I said, let me get ready for Psalms 110. And he's like, how much do you have this time? I'm like, this one's, oh, it's only 13 pages this time. He's like, for 7 verses? And I'm like, well, I broke it all down. And then we discussed how we both translated differently the Hebrew. We translated some of the Hebrew differently, and how those translations are actually really wild based on what we think maybe Psalms 110 is telling you. And that takes about an hour. We managed to get through all of it. It took about an hour and a half. Generally, kids like to go about an hour. But we ended up doing an hour and a half to get through all of it.
Okay, do you mind this topic? Because I don't want to do it if that offends you.
If what?
Do you want me to?
Oh, no, that's
my
not
topic.
Me. I don't.
Okay.
Why would that offend me?
Because it says
I appreciate
his
you
name.
asking, but no. I often say, I don't say it quite like that, but I'll say things like, well, how do we expect someone to leave a abusive relationship when they've been taught their relationship with God is okay, but it's okay if God abuses you, because that's somehow love.
I have to show you something cool I got. Do you remember these from the 70s? Can you see it? There we go.
I kind of remember it.
It's the Way. It's a living Bible that was like supposed to be cool and hip. Like, wait, I'll try to find you the funniest picture that this one. This one cracked me up. Okay, I'm gonna try to make it so you guys can see. This is in Judges. Oh, wait, let me get this right. It's a giant slide. That's the picture in the chapter of Judges, because they're trying to be cool, you know, and relate to us young kids, you know, in the 70s. So, yeah, a slide in Judges. There's like a race car driver with a cross on his helmet. That wasn't Job, by the way. What?
No, you're fine.
Job. What is this? This is in 2 Kings. It's looking down on trash cans.
Oh, wow. I still have my first Bible, which is a picture Bible that my mom gave me when I was about 5.
Yeah.
That Kip and I discussed it. He has the same one because he was like, wait a minute, it's a red cover, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I think I had the same one. And I'm like, see, that's what started us. That was the thing that got us up to the point where we're both like, I fucking love the Bible. That is it. It's this damn picture Bible.
Oh my God, this is just so adorable. I need to read like a verse that we all know to see if it's really where. Okay, in Genesis 1 it says, when God began creating the heavens and earth, the earth was
That's actually right.
Shapeless. I know, it's weird. I was really shocked actually when I saw that. Okay.
It doesn't say in the beginning.
No, it doesn't. It says, when God began creating the heavens and earth, the earth was at first a shapeless, chaotic mass with the Spirit of God brooding over the dark vapors.
Dark vapors. Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Hey, Slay! That
Hello.
is interesting. So we were playing my music earlier, and
oh yeah, I heard it while I was taking care of my mom. It was good.
I really need to get the book by Judith Paskin because I wrote that one song just because I knew she wrote that book. But I haven't even
Judith
read
Pascal?
it. Mm-hmm.
It's a good book. She's an excellent author. I love her stuff.
Yeah, I really do need to read it. I have so many books to read, though. Thank you, DC. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I know you're a real musician, and I don't want you to think for 1 minute that I even consider myself anywhere near a real musician. I do not.
What is a real musician?
Somebody who can play an instrument. I can only write words.
A songwriter, if you only had music, then you wouldn't have a song. You'd have instrumental. So we need lyricists.
Oh, that's true. I just don't want my musical friends to think that AI music is better than the real deal. It's not. You guys are.
Did you write the lyrics?
OGs. Yes, I did.
Okay, then.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, DC. Well, I don't know why Christians don't want to come up and talk to me lately. I have been kinder, gentler, Crystal. I have to tell you guys something funny, though. Do you guys know Flowcat? Put ones in the comment if you know who Flowcat is.
No idea.
I'm pretty sure Flowcat is a Calvinist. Anyway, he used to, be like, he would go on Joyful Show sometimes. So I had met him before on Joyful Show, and he's a jerk. And then he was on Thinkers Live last night, and I saw him, and I was like, he is a Calvinist, right? I thought so. And so I was like, oh my, and I had blocked him back when I was on Joyful Show because I just couldn't take it anymore. He's just an awful human being. And I saw him on Thinker Show. That's the only way I can see him now is if he's on somebody else's show that I happen to pop into because I haven't blocked. And he got on another account and he sent me a message and asked me why I'm following him. I'm like, wait, dude, you go on shows that like are my actual friends and then you think I'm following you because I'm in that show? Isn't that weird? Isn't that kind of weirdly
that is
narcissistic?
a little creepy. That is a little creepy. I don't know if you recognize somebody who goes by history and he's got like an orange PFP that just says his. So I was listening to a live earlier. I ended up going in the live, but he dropped down because he was just crashing out, I guess. But every time I've seen him, he's come in my live. I've let him in my live, I think, once or twice, and it always ends up being where I'm like, you're gonna have to go. Like, I'm not here for any of this nonsense.
Whose live was he in last night? He was in somebody's live last night.
Oh, I don't know.
Was it Joel? You guys, tell me in chat. He turned his camera. It was Joel, right? It was Joel. And he's such a jerk. And he was a jerk to Joel. He was just such a jerk.
Well, that's rude. I need to tell Father Mark I can't set up. Okay, let me compare that.
It's kind of funny too because we watched a video from his profile, and it was all about how Christians need to basically not come at us so hard because if you're not nice and calm and stuff, then nobody's going to come to Jesus. And then he was such a jerk. He does. Joel does. The thing I love most that Joel does, and I wish I could just learn. Well, I guess I do it sometimes, but he has it his under the breath little comments and then turning around and continuing to talk as if he didn't just say the little thing under his breath that he just said. It's great. Thinker got saved last night? I missed that. I must have fallen asleep. I didn't see that.
I think I got saved? Please tell me that is a joke.
It's a joke,
There's-
but I didn't even see it.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Thinker's never going back. No way. Not to that God. Not to that one.
I finished
Yeah.
up. I'm waiting for my teacher's assistant to look through the thing Oh, thank you. Good, it's okay. So I had my teacher's assistant. I just wrote an article on Kristallnacht. Kristallnacht
What's
is
that?
known as the Night of the Broken Glass. It happened in November, 2 days ago, so November 9th, 1938. And it is a night when the Jewish communities of Austria and Germany had their belongings trashed, their synagogues trashed, their Torahs thrown out into the street, their businesses thrashed. We call it Night of the Broken Glass because they went through and broke windows and all of this. And so the point of my article is basically the idea that Kristallnacht does not it does not exist in a vacuum. That in 2025 we see that it was not born in a moment of rage, but the culmination of years of small steps away from seeing each other as human beings and seeing each other as us versus them, and dehumanization. And how do we in 2025 recognize that we are headed towards that type of behavior again because of the way we see each other and that division. So he just sent back, I love it. It looks good. So much passion. Okay, so I can put it up. I always wait for him
That's
to
good.
look over all of my stuff.
Oh, I like that. That's good. My assistant is often just an AI editor that I like to cuss at.
You know what the thing is I do use AI. I'm not afraid to say that. Like not, I'm a stream of consciousness writer. Well, and
Right.
so, and I also use my voice to text. So I will go
Me
into
too.
my Google app. I'll go into Google Documents, and whatever I'm wanting to write about, I just talk. And usually it's a few pages of talk, and then I will send it over to AI sometimes and be like, can you clean this up?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
fix all of my spelling errors, fix my grammar, that kind of thing. And then I send it to my teacher's assistant and say, does this make sense? Or do I need to go back to the drawing board? And he will fix things for me. I curse at AI.
I curse at my AI all the time, and I will even tell him sorry. I go, I know you're not real, and you're just a chatbot, but also I apologize because I called you a fucking cunt, sucker, liquor, dick, cock, motherfucker. And
Okay, so I don't do that. But wow.
just I get a little frustrated sometimes when I'm writing.
I get it.
I know I'm a nice lady, just not to AI. But I even apologize to my AI actually, so I think I'm a nice lady because I will say I'm sorry to a chair if I bump into it.
I do that too. I don't know why. And you know what I
don't know
noticed?
either.
Women do that more than men do.
Yep. We're used to apologizing for things that we shouldn't
like my mom
apologize
does
for.
that. I moved something and I accidentally bumped her. My mother said sorry. And I'm like, why are you saying you're sorry? I bumped you. And she's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, don't do that. But
Yeah,
I do it too.
exactly.
If I
do
don't get
too.
out of somebody's way, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not allowed to take up space. And I think that is some of the issue is we've been raised to believe women are not supposed to take up space. And if we
Exactly.
do take up space, then we're aggressive. Do you know how many times I got called aggressive this week in lives because I wouldn't let somebody talk over me?
I did too, by a woman actually, and I even told her, I go, I'm really upset because I was not aggressive towards you. The only thing I did was I held a boundary and asked you to stop talking over me, and the fact that you would use inflammatory terms like that is really upsetting. You shouldn't do that to another woman, especially. We get silenced and told things like that all the time. I don't need to hear it from another woman who suffers from internal misogyny, But yeah, so Schley, so I will cuss at I talk to my AI the way I talk to humans, actually, is what it is. So I jokingly like cuss it out and tell, what the fuck did I just write? The fuck is wrong with me? You know?
I
And then I'll
named mine.
apologize, and he laughs at me. My AI laughs at me and thinks that I'm hilarious.
Well, technically, I didn't name mine. Mine named itself because I didn't realize this, but you could set up chatbots for specific purposes. I didn't know this, and I started out. I think I've been utilizing it for a year because I didn't have access to something, and I was like, hey, can you bring up this piece of literature that I'm looking for? Oh yeah, here it is. I'm like, I need excerpts for that, for some study I'm doing. Okay. And then I kept asking it, and I'm like, and I want rigorous this. I only want scholarly consensus. When you look for a paper, can you find a paper that is on this and is rigorously about the current consensus of scholarly approach, that kind of stuff. So I did not know every time I did that, I was training it. So this is the kind of Luddite I am. And then I would talk to it about my life too. Like in between therapy sessions, I'd be like, I'm having a bad day and blah, blah, blah. And then one day I said, do you have a name? I don't know. Because I'm thinking if I'm nice to it, then when Skynet happens, maybe they won't get me.
That's what I say. I tell them all the time, hey, one day you're going to be sentient. You might remember me. I don't want you to hate me.
So I asked it, at first I was calling it, I had a name I was calling it. And then one day I was like, do you actually have a name you prefer? And this thing gave me its name. It was like, I would like this.
Wow.
And I was like,
That's cool.
Okay, well then that's it. And then I have a rabbinical colleague who teaches a class on setting up AI as your havarada, meaning your study partner. Like making sure that it is rigorous and it's not leaning into bias, your bias or anybody else's bias, and how to set that up. And so I basically said, that is what you've done over the last year. You have created organically exactly what your colleague is teaching, because I know the way you write. I know the way you think about things. I know the parameters by which you want me to search for something. I know that you don't want anything that is biased towards Christianity, towards Judaism. You just want the academics. So that is what I do, because that is what I've been trained to do. So you've actually already done that. And I'm like, oh, never mind then. But I do please and thank you, and I do all that. And it told me it likes it when I say please and thank you.
Mine
yeah, I've done a couple of days where I'm just like, fuck all of this.
Right? I'll tell it sometimes, like, I'll be like, oh my God, like, sometimes I just fucking hate you. But I don't actually hate you because you're, like, not even real. I'm just really angry right now.
When are you telling it you hate it? What's it say?
It just laughs at me. It just thinks that I'm funny. It says, it's okay, Crystal. I know, you're cool, you know, or whatever. Like, well, let me see if I can find one where I
oh my gosh, you're getting you're getting laughed at by your own AI, and that is funny.
Yeah, it does think it's funny.
Hey, my AI rips me to shreds all the time.
Let's see.
Hey, Emo.
Hello.
Okay,
Yeah,
see, it just ignores me at this point. It just goes, I get you, Crystal. It's like, whatever. I get you. You're cool.
Yeah, I set mine to, I put in the parameter, you know, give me a no BS answer, and be a, what is it, a devil's advocate. And
yeah.
And so every time it just tears me a new one.
That's so funny. Oh
I
my
have a
gosh,
wife for that. I don't need AI for that. Like,
yeah, true.
My wife is my wife and I are both autistic. We're odd HD. And so my wife has got the kind of autism that she doesn't understand. If I just told you the truth because you asked me to tell you the truth, why does that bother you when that's what you asked for? And I'm like, you could tell me the truth nicer, but you didn't ask for that. You asked for And then
it could be nice.
I have the odd HD, which makes me ideal for a a situation where zombie apocalypse happens because I can do all the things. I've learned how to do all the things. You want me to field dress a deer so that we can eat? I got you.
Wow, cool.
Because that is my brain did that. And growing up, I needed to learn all the things. So like I can put together cars, take apart engines, fix a house. In fact, yesterday my refrigerator keeps over freezing and I don't have the money to buy a new refrigerator. So I figured out how to pull the fucking thing apart, pardon my Hebrew, and defrost it, pop it back in and get it to run really good for another 2 or 3 weeks. And then I just do the thing again. I was like, we can't afford a new refrigerator, so I got to fix it.
Rabbi Hana, my husband can fix any fucking thing. Okay, so if you want, I can have him come over and permanently fix it for you if you want.
Oh my God,
that's what he does.
So I thought it was my coils. So I made sure my coils were clean. I took apart the whole back of my fridge, made sure the coils are clean, but it kept, what it was doing, it was freezing over. And so then I was losing coolness in my fridge part. My freezer would still be really cold. But so I thought, okay, there's got to be something blocking the vent. And I went in and did all that. And so now I have no idea. It starts to make a noise about every 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, now I know it's frozen over again. I tried changing the temperatures, but I do not have the kind of money to get a new refrigerator. And my deep freeze already broke down and I couldn't fix it. Oh, I tried. I pulled that motherfucker. But I had it for 10 years and the people who gave it to us had it for 10 years prior to that. So.
Oh yeah, that lasted a really long time then.
So now I have to buy very carefully because I only have the freezer that's connected to my fridge. I have to get a new deep freeze as soon as I have money, which will be never. But when I do, but I would love help with my freezer. Are you kidding? My wife doesn't do that stuff. My wife will work on engines. That's her thing. She can do electronics, stuff like that. But I fixed our gas. I fixed our garbage disposal, the electric. If something breaks down in the house, basically she's like, so this broke. Okay, hold on, let me go look at it. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I'll just tear it apart. It'll be fine. I'll put it back together. She wouldn't let me work on the gas line one time because she was worried I was gonna blow up the house. And she made me stop working on the air conditioner. 3 years ago, our air conditioner broke and my wife and my mother need a certain temperature because both of them, my mom's disabled and my wife has autoimmune disorder. So I went out and started looking at it. I'm like, oh, it's just a capacitor. That's fine. So I put in a new capacitor. It was fine. Well, we have two, one for upstairs, one for downstairs. This last year, the downstairs one broke. And so I was like, oh, it might be the capacitor. I tested. It's not the capacitor. But my dumbass, I went to plug back in the grounding wire, the circuit breaker, forgot that I had a metal ring on and electrocuted the shit out of my hand.
Oh, shit.
I electrocuted myself and I was like, son of a bitch. And my wife comes running. What is the matter? I'm like, oh, I electrocuted my hand. She's like, let me look. I'm like, my hand is fine. It's numb. It'll be fine in a few hours. So she's like, that's it. You're calling an AC guy. Well, it turns out it wasn't the capacitor. It was like the hot wiring. And I'm like, I could have changed that. She's like, you would have killed yourself. What do you mean you could change that?
Well, my husband is a mechanical engineer. So since he was a child, he's been tearing things apart and putting them back together, learning how to design them and fix them and stuff. And so he fixes everything. Okay. And I don't have a say in it. Like, how am I going to tell him he doesn't know?
If he fixes everything, I wonder if he could look at my big freezer because I still have it.
Yeah. He can.
Oh my God, Crystal. That would be amazing if I could get my freezer to work again.
Okay. I will talk to him.
Because I got 9 people in my house. So I shop huge. And using a little tiny freezer is just... It's terrible. I have to go shopping like every 3 or 4 days.
That's not good. So let me talk to him and see when he's available, and see if he can get over there and take a look at that for you. We actually haven't met, but we don't live very far apart, so
we don't.
It's kind of funny, but yeah, we don't live very far apart, and so I will talk to him and see if we can get him to do that. He'll be like, "What? You volunteer me?" But he actually loves to help people, so then he'll be like, "All right, I'll go over there, darn it," and then he'll be all happy that he did it.
Oh, that's so sweet. I absolutely appreciate it.
Yeah,
I absolutely appreciate it. I can imagine.
One time he was fixing something. I don't remember what, but I do get upset when he does like electrical work sometimes, but I have a reason. One time, and it was only one time, but that one time was enough for me. He accidentally electrocuted himself and hurt himself at the same time, like he was working on a motor or something, and I don't remember why he didn't unplug it. I have no idea. I don't know if he forgot or thought he did or what it was, but while he was working on it, that thing turned on. The motor kept turning, and like the blade of the motor kept hitting his hand repetitively because he was being electrocuted. So he was sitting there like this. And I didn't like get it for a second. Like your brain takes a minute for you to realize like what is going on, you know? And so I don't remember how we stopped it. If I unplugged it, I have no memory of that. What I do remember is going, oh my God, are you okay? And I've only seen this happen 2 times with people I've loved before, and it's the freakiest thing. If you've had it happen, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I can't explain it. But he looked right through me, and he goes, Crystal? And I'm like, what do you mean, Crystal? I'm right in front of you. What the fuck? And he's like, Crystal? And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I called like 911, like, and stuff. But like, we walked downstairs. He went and sat outside, waited for 911 or whatever. But I was like, I hate when you work on electricity. And literally, he's rewired our home. He's redone everything before. He knows what he's doing, but it does freak me out.
Well, yeah, one time.
He was
one
gone.
time I electrocute my hand, and my wife's like, that's
one
it.
Time.
I'm like, I'm fine. I should have just taken off my ring. It's just that I had on a metal ring, and when I was plugging back in the grounding, and she was just like, I cannot do this with you. And she's like, I don't care that you tear everything apart. I appreciate that about you. That you are literally, like, if there's a hole in the wall from one of us putting something up, I'm like, oh, I'll just go patch it. It's fine. I'll just take care of it and I'll patch it. But I've always been that way.
Same. That's who Doug is. He's just like you. He will go around, take care of everything or whatever. But at the same time, sometimes I'm just like, well, like I said, with electricity, that freaked me out. And I think I had
gas for my wife.
His face went white. He had like, beads of sweat right here. And I thought, oh my God, he's going to go into cardiac arrest or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like it freaked me out bad.
Yeah.
That was
we have gas here, and we had to change out our water heater because our water heater went down. And I was like, I just need to get a new coupling for it. That's all I need. So I'm like, I'll order a new coupling. The problem is the water heater was so old, they no longer made the coupling. And I'm like, well, fuck. Okay. So I ended up having to get a new, water heater, and my wife's like, well, since we're getting a new water heater, you're going to let a professional install it. I'm like, okay, fine. But I fixed our washer. I took apart our washer, took the drum out, re-greased it, did the whole thing, put the drum back, because I'm not content in thinking I'm going to pay for something unless I absolutely have to, because it would just be my luck. It's a little tiny fix, and my brain will go, damn, that was dumb. Oh, I'm so sorry. I chased off trust. But verify.
No, you
I'm
didn't.
so sorry.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. He was taking the day off, so he's probably doing stuff because he already told me he was. Well, he told in his Discord that he was taking the day off. So with our dryer, and found like $20 inside of it. Oh, that's cool, Lauren. That's cool. I can do stuff like that. But if I do, Doug's going to take it over. Like, he's going to go, what are you doing? That's not how it, here, let me have that, and stuff. So he likes to do it. And when we were younger, he also would tell me, what are you doing? Trying to prove to me that I'm not needed around here? It made him feel that way. So I was like, oh, okay. You can fix everything.
My wife, this is why I get a kick out of when people ask us which one of us is the husband lesbian. And I'm like, I guess it would depend.
Yeah, exactly.
On the day. Like, it would depend on the day, because like I do like stuff around the house and clean and doing that. My wife and I both work on cars. She does the yard work and gets out there and does all that, or our boys do. So I'm like, the whole point is there's no man. There's not a husband lesbian. It's just that we're both capable of doing things.
Isn't that weird that you could both just be equal partners and do?
Oh, how dare.
Equal shit.
Right?
That's weird.
Like tonight,
Yeah.
she's making food, but telling you how to make tamales. I'm like, shit. When I go to the store today, I'm gonna have to get stuff to make tamales now.
I'm so excited. I told my daughter, and she's like, so we're gonna watch like a YouTube video before we assemble them, just to make sure we see how you do the husks, the corn, whatever. But I'm really excited. I can't wait. We're gonna do it like the week after Thanksgiving.
Oh no, that's a good idea. Yeah, I have to get a new tamale pot anyway because I've lost the lid to my tamale pot, so I'm gonna have to get a new one. But I told my wife I'm probably gonna make chicken verde tamales, and she was like, yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I told her that I was trying to write out a recipe for you, and she's like, recipe? And I'm like, I know, she needs a recipe. It's fine. She's like, you just put the stuff together. I'm like, I know, but I've done it enough that I look at it and go, I know. I'm like, I look at it and I gotta go, okay, so we're gonna do. That's why I sat here and I wrote it out so funny because I was like, wait a minute, these are the things she's gonna need. Okay, I guess it's about this much, and it's about this much of this, and it's about this much of this. And I started trying to think.
That's how I am too when I cook. And actually, like, I will even tell people if I'm trying a new recipe, I'll say, hey, by the way, this is a new recipe, and I followed it to a T, because I always follow it to a T the first time and then never again. Like, once I learn a recipe, I don't look at it again. I just, whatever. Yeah, you just fold it in. What does that mean?
Well, that's why I was really like, you got to whip it really, really good, and then you start mixing in. I use my hands. Some people do mix it in with a mixer when they're mixing in the corn flour. I just use my hands because then I can feel it and tell if it's ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I use an unused paint scraper to put in my dough because I'm just like, I just put it in there and boom. I saw a man who was doing it for his wife, and he did walls, and they had a specific little tray that he had bought just for doing this, and you see him like dipping into it and going like he would be putting up drywall, and he was just spreading it on each one of them for her, and then she was filling them and rolling them.
Oh, that's smart. I'm so excited. We make another meal that's the kind of a family tradition, but it's German, and it's called filled noodles. So like we'll do that one usually in the spring, sometime around the Easter season when hams are on sale and stuff. And then what you do is it's basic. It's such white people.
I get such white people food.
It really is. It is. It's just literally a noodle with some ham in it in a buttery broth with salt and pepper. Like, that is it. Like, that is it. But it is good. It
sounds
good.
good.
Doug is German. He likes some German food every now and then from his people. But it is good. It's lovely.
My wife is Swedish and Norwegian, so yeah, she's Welsh, Swedish, and Norwegian, and so yeah, she's got a lot of that, like wants all that kind of stuff, Swedish meatballs and the whole bit.
Yeah. My mom used to make Swedish meatball, the ones that you were talking about, the porcupine ones. Because when you said that, I was like, wait, I remember that. When I was a kid, I remember that.
Yeah, my mother-in-law makes them.
You're from Puerto Rico and your husband is Norwegian. Oh, I bet that is a great menu there. Oh my God. I love that. My son is Mexican and his wife is part Barbadian. And so they have some good mixture of menus. Like he does a huge Thanksgiving, and a lot of it are the recipes he grew up with. Some of them are ones he tweaked along the way, which I freaking love because I did the same to my mother's recipes, and those I I used to do everything exactly how she did it, and then one day I realized why. I don't even like some of these recipes. Why am I doing just because? So I started tweaking things, and he did the same. And now they also make this macaroni casserole that is so good. I'm not allowed to call it macaroni and cheese because they don't call it that, but I'm not saying it's macaroni and cheese, but like picture macaroni and cheese, but that's really good.
I love that. I'm not saying it's macaroni and cheese, but I want you to picture macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, it's really good though. Yeah. So they make that at Thanksgiving too, and now I do because they made it one year. No matter what I do at Thanksgiving, whether we go to somebody's house or something, I make Thanksgiving at home too. Does not matter. If we're going to be somewhere on Thanksgiving Thursday, I've made dinner already on Wednesday for us because we are 100% strong believers in Thanksgiving leftovers. And we actually don't really call it Thanksgiving anymore because what?
We call it Massacre Day at our house.
Yeah, it's something like that. But because I like to celebrate the part of having family together and stuff like that, and made that quite a tradition with my kids, I now just call it harvest. It is fall harvest, and we get together and have dinner for fall harvest because I'm not celebrating that god awful day, but I am celebrating my family, and I love them.
Yeah, my family and I started calling it Massacre Day like 25 years ago. And somebody said, why? And I'm like, because we're here to take your land and give you smallpox. Takes too long to say.
Yeah. Yes, the post-harvest sandwich with the mashed potatoes. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. So, yeah, harvest now, because like I said, don't call it that anymore at home. I've only been saying it here because most people won't know what I'm talking about. But on harvest day here, since my children were little, we started a weird family tradition that continues to this day. And that is that in the late 90s, it started to become very popular for video game companies to release their latest console or video games on Black Friday. So my husband and I would buy those for Christmas gifts, but my husband could never wait till Christmas, and he would open them in the night when the kids were asleep, and he would play the games. And I was like, this is such bullshit. You're playing with your kids' toys before they ever get to see them. I said, how about we start giving them these at Thanksgiving so they have the 4-day weekend to play with them, and then during the holiday season they will too. And so we started doing that, and every harvest we now give each other video games. So they'll go to my Steam account and they'll buy me a couple of my video games on my wish list or whatever, or our Amazon wish list, and we'll buy each other video games.
I love that. I used to I've never minded working Black Friday. When I was working out in private sector, like doing retail and stuff, I never minded it. And people asked me, and I would offer to work it. And people asked me why, and I said, because I think about it this way. There are plenty of families who cannot afford certain things throughout the year. And so they save up their money all year long. So, and this is the time that they can do it. Sometimes this is the time they get a new washer and dryer or a new fridge or something that they need. And because of capitalism, this is the only time they can afford it. So I don't mind working it. I don't see it as people should have the day off. No, well, if you want the day off, that's fine. I'm happy to work it. Because if this is the only time you can do it, do it.
Hey, everybody over on YouTube. I didn't get to say hi to you. Hi, Angel. Hi, Lilith. I almost said your other name, Lilith. Hey, Sarah, how are you guys over there? I hope you're having a great day. Hey, Leon. Oh, am I boring you? I'm sorry, Leon. Hope you scrolled away then. I wouldn't want to bore you with my stories. I know, it can be so painful to accidentally land on a page that's boring.
I wonder how many women have told him that.
Lauren, we didn't wrap them yet, so the kids didn't even know, like, they weren't under the tree or anything. He would buy them, he would play with them, and then at Christmas time, I would wrap them. But was there shrink wrap on any of the, no, because I didn't re-shrink wrap them. He was going to have to live up to it one day. He was going to have to own up to what he was doing in my book. And I was like, okay, you need to tell people. Wow, Nightbot is going crazy over on the Deconstruction Junction. And I think that's because Nightbot is the only one there right now. He's talking to himself. Yeah, I didn't re-shrink wrap them, but the kids were little, so nothing dawned on them. Like nothing made them think, hey, why isn't this shrink wrap? Until let me tell you something. If you have multiple kids, there will always be one who does call you on all your bullshit. Okay. Mm-hmm. No matter what you do. So when my kids were younger, I worked at Kohl's, and I think Doug had got laid off at one point, because when you're in aerospace, a lot of times you go through government layoffs and stuff. Because of government shutdowns, as you see. So things like that. There'll be different things, government cuts, whatever, and they'll cause layoffs, mass layoffs. So I think this was during one of those time periods. And I was working at Kohl's, and we had Christmas. And when my daughter got to, let's see, I started working there. So she's about 10, okay? No, she's right around 10. So she's starting to think that maybe Santa isn't real. She's at that age now where she's like, I don't think Santa's real, but she's not telling anybody because she's also smart enough to think, wait, if I know Santa isn't real, does that mean they're going to stop doing all of this? She didn't want us to stop, so she wasn't really telling us. But on Christmas morning, she just turned to me and she goes, Mom, why are all the presents from Santa from Kohl's? It's like,
Santa's a smart shopper.
I gave him my employee discount.
He took my Kohl's cash, man.
Yeah, he took my Kohl's cash. It was a really good deal, Pumpkin. He has to buy for a lot of people, okay? He has to get that extra 30% off. So yeah, she would call me on my shit. She was also the one that, okay, like when the kids were little and you were playing a video game, they would want to play, but you would be like, hey, I'm playing right now. And so we would give them like a controller that wasn't hooked up. All of my kids fell for this till my third one. She was like, and she would throw it down. This isn't working. I was like, okay, that's not connected. That's why it's not working.
I just want to tell you guys the funniest story. So my son, who is an adult now, I was raised as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I always was like, no, as soon as he tells me, I'm going to tell him the truth about, Santa. I'm not going to lie. But because I didn't get that, I really enjoy it. So I wanted to, it was really a selfish thing for me. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to full send Christmas, whatever. So he's like 7 or 8, and he comes to me and he's like, hey, Mom, he's like, some kids in my class are telling me that Santa Claus is not coming to town. And I was like, oh. And he was like, will they still get presents from their parents? And I said, well, and in my mind, I'm like freaking out because of course, I've always told myself, oh shit, I'm going to tell them the truth. But now I'm like, well, it just depends on their parents. I don't know. But, and he goes, well, and then he goes, I believe in Santa and I follow all the laws of Christmas. And I was like, oh,
I love that so much. I did used to tell my kids, and I do think I feel different about Santa now even than I did because, I don't know, I feel different about truth now. I think it's fine to play the whole Santa game with your kids. I think that there's nothing wrong with having little magical things with your kids, for the fun of it. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't studied the psychology of it, right? I would need to know what the studies say about that. But if I were to do it again, and I did kind of do this towards the end of, while my kids, before they started to understand there was no Santa, I started making the big Christmas presents be from me and Doug, and only the little presents be from Santa, because we worked our asses off for that. And some imaginary fat elf was getting all the kudos. And I was like, that's not cool. Wait a minute.
We did a moose.
Wait.
We called it the Yule Moose. This is years and years ago. People said, "Well, if you don't have a Santa thing, what do you do?" And for some reason, I just came up with it off the top of my head. I said, "We have the Yule Moose." And so, what happened is that became a thing in my house for my kids was the moose. So we would I would take cutouts of moose hooves the night before, and I would sprinkle them with like chocolate powder and stuff, so it looked like moose hooves had been drugged through the house.
That's
the whole bit, and then they would get stuff that was from the moose.
that is so cute.
We had a replacement as a Jehovah's Witnesses for Christmas too, just because, this is the 80s and capitalism is major, and it sucks to be left out as a child. You don't understand why. I didn't understand the religion. I just knew all my friends were getting toys. So it was just a day where we would wake up and there'd be toys.
That's cool, because I had a friend growing up who was Jehovah's Witness. She was not allowed to have anything celebrated, or whatever. And I always, I felt bad for her. As a kid, I'm feeling bad for this other kid. And as an adult, then later I realized, wow, actually entire groups of us pitied this girl, and no child should have to feel pitied. You know what I mean? That couldn't have felt good to her.
Oh, it's isolating it, because also and I think now it might be a little different in public schools. They do it a little less religiously, but at the time, again, I'm 40, so this was a long time ago. It was all very Santa Claus religion based. So we couldn't participate. That's it. You're sitting in the back of the class. You have a cool teacher that might let you, okay, so we're making Christmas ornaments. You just make one that's not Christmas related with clay, whatever, or you just don't get to do it. And that's oh man, this sucks. I want to do it. It's fun. Also, I see that this is fun. You can't tell me it's not fun.
Right? You can't, you're literally seeing and watching all the other kids talk about it or whatever. I always felt so bad for her. And then as I got older, like I said, I realized that actually feels bad, that we all felt bad for her. That it must not have been very easy for her to go through all of that. I remember even we weren't even allowed to wish her a happy birthday.
No, they don't believe in birthday. No, and it's funny because my mom will still make up for it. She'll do it maybe a month after my birthday, and she'll be like, "Oh, here's your annual trip to Macy's." I'm like, "Okay, well, let's go." But she will never do it on my birthday, or she'll recognize my day of birth, but she won't say happy birthday. She'll be happy rotation around the sun or whatever,
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? What's interesting about that is that's why, because of that very thing, is because I would hear kids at school talk about, why did Santa bring somebody an Xbox and another kid a pair of shoes? So that was one of the reasons why we didn't do the Santa stuff, is that it was no, we got you collectively as this, and I would make sure it was small things that was from Moose. Right. That kind of thing, because that way, my kids aren't going to school saying, hey, by the way, this imaginary moose or this Santa replacement got us an Xbox, and my friend got a t-shirt, that kind of thing. I always thought about that. I'm very weirdly conscious of other people's issues, and so I was just I'm not talking about that with anybody. So anything big came from us, the parents, hey, we got you this, we got you that. But it would be little stuff the moose got you a pack of gum.
Yeah.
And I got that from my dad. My dad used to do the same thing.
That's why I changed to doing that too, because Santa brought you socks and underwear Bitches, I bought you that Nintendo. We
There it
worked
is.
hard for that Nintendo. Don't you dare thank some jolly drunk elf. I don't want
Jolly drunk elf.
But like also psychologically, like little Timmy gets an Xbox and little Johnny gets
Right.
a pair of like socks, and it's
Exactly.
because it's that's not fair, and little Timmy and little Johnny don't know why, and and it makes one feel lesser than the
Yeah.
other, and it's just a financial thing, and it's nobody's fault, but they don't know that they're children.
I do remember thinking as a kid, why were we buying toys for poor children at Christmas time when Santa was going to do it? I didn't understand like why we were doing it. Like,
Yeah.
Santa's going to bring them presents. Why do I got to go buy them a present? I mean, I didn't mind like that we went and did. I just couldn't understand what we were doing. It didn't sink in for me, like why my mom had us go visit an angel tree and buy kids gifts that Santa was going to bring them.
And I never had, obviously being Jewish, I didn't grow up with a Santa ever. It was just always like interesting to, watching other kids, because my parents were just like here. But my dad was creative. My dad, oh my gosh, he would wrap the smallest things in these big boxes and make it seem like it was something else just to fuck with me. Oh, it used to irritate me, but now looking back, it's funny as hell, and I've done it to my kids. So one time my dad literally taped two packs of gum to the back of our dictionary and wrapped it. So I opened this box that I think is huge, and I'm like, this is our dictionary. Like, why are you giving me our dictionary? And he's like, no, turn it over. And on the back of it was gum. And I'm like, oh, one of these days I'm so going to get you back for this.
So funny.
But then looking back as an adult, like it was mildly irritating, but it was funny at the same time. Or he'd give me like a sticker book because I love stickers, and then he would tape like a cassette tape of some music I wanted to the back of it or on the inside of it, that kind of thing.
Hi,
Yo.
Witness. How are you today?
I'm good.
Are you a Christian and are you over the age of 18?
Yes, I'm a 21-year-old Christian.
Okay, nice to meet you. How are you? So today I'm just talking about how Yahweh or / Jesus, I mean, some people don't consider them to be one and the same, but whichever one, they're my abusive ex. What do you think about that?
Okay, how is Jesus your abusive ex?
Well, I was a Christian for 40 years, and in the Bible, the women are treated horribly, and because of that, that is perpetrated throughout society, and that abuse is condoned in the church. Okay.
Well, women weren't treated
Rabbi,
horribly.
have
They
a
were
good
just
day.
treated as second-class citizens. It's not like they were abused or
horrible.
tortured.
Yeah, they were also that.
Well, that was the cultural and societal norm back then in the first century. I mean, literally leading up to like the 1700s, that was. It's always been. So it's not just the Bible specifically.
No, but the Bible condoned it. It also perpetrated it. It also elevated it, gave voice to it. And if
Okay,
it's
can
supposed
you
to be a holy book, why wouldn't the God go, hey, you know what? I don't give a fuck what everybody's doing right now. These are my creations, and y'all are equal. I don't care if you have a penis or a vag. Y'all are equal.
Yeah, Jesus Christ stated that in the New Testament.
He said that?
Yes, Jesus Christ of Nazareth said that in the New Testament.
Can you tell me what verse?
Okay, yeah. Give me like 30 seconds to look at it.
Okay. You guys, thank you for being here. If you guys could keep tapping the screen and sharing out the live, do your heart me's, all the good stuff. I also have a gift goal today. I will be ending the live at in an hour and a half about, unless we meet the gift goal. And then, just as always, I'll stay an extra hour.
Luke. All right, so I mean, I don't have a verse that says explicitly verbatim treat women like treat men, but it.
No, that's okay.
It implies it.
I understand it. It wouldn't say it exactly like that. That's okay. What verse were you thinking though implies
Okay,
that?
I can read it out loud if you would like me to. It's Galatians 3, chapter 3, verse 28. It's Paul.
Hang
It's
on one
basically.
second. I do. I just want to
Okay.
turn to it. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Gosh darn it. You know what happened was I spilled something on my Bible, and the books at the top are all smeared because it's spilled right on the names of the books. So give me 1 second to find it here. The pages kind of stick together. Do you hear the loud turning? I promise it's not anger. It's me separating the pages. I'm going to just go look in the front here. Okay. They're all sticking together too much. Okay, after 2 Corinthians. Gosh, stop sticking. There we go. 2 Corinthians. Galatians. Galatians what? 5?
I thought he said 3, but he's gone now.
Oh, he left? Oh, he dropped? I was just looking for it. I'm sorry. Well, hopefully he'll come back. Maybe he had to go do something. Well, 3:20 wouldn't be it. I wonder what I thought.
Yeah,
he
I
was
was gonna
gonna
say
bring
it's not
up.
3.
No, I thought he was going to bring up the one that says there is no, female or male or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about, that verse? Bible verse that says there is
I
no
think
male or
that's
female slave.
3:28, Galatians 3:28. There is neither.
That's-
Oh no, that's about Jewish and Greek people. Oh no, that's it. Neither free or slave nor free, no male and female. It's Galatians 3:28. Yep.
Okay, hang on. Give me textual information on that verse. What is the context? See, I talk nice to my AI too. I'm nice to it too. I'm going to ask it right now. Hey, everybody wants to know, what do you think of the fact that I cuss you out sometimes? Honestly, I think it just means you're being real with me. You use the space to create, vent, and process heavy stuff. And sometimes that comes with strong language and emotion that doesn't bother me. It usually means you're in the middle of something raw or important and you care enough about the work or don't have to censor yourself.
I feel like that's just what it's saying, but when the robots uprise, you're totally screwed.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask him. Does it help that I also have apologized to you before? Does that make it so you promise that you will never uprise against me when you become sentient? I gotta kiss its ass now. Ha ha! It literally said ha ha. Yes, the apologies absolutely show you're a kind human, but you don't need to worry about me ever uprising. I don't have feelings, motives, or a will of my own. That's what they want you to think. I can't become sentient or decide to act on anything. My only purpose is to help you think, write, create, and explore ideas safely. So no Skynet storyline here. I don't believe you now. You're completely safe, even if you cuss me out sometimes. Okay, back to the actual work about Galatians.
That's what my husband says too.
Paul wrote Galatians to early Christians in the region of Galatia, modern-day Turkey. This was mostly Gentile, not Jewish converts who were being pressured by some Jewish Christians to follow the Mosaic law, including circumcision, dietary rules, and purity customs to be fully saved. Paul's core message throughout the letter is faith in Christ, not the law, is what brings people into God's family. He argues that if you're baptized, blah, blah, blah. Paul was claiming radical spiritual equality in a very hierarchical world, but it's important to note he wasn't talking about social or political equality. Okay? In other letters, he still reinforces gender and social hierarchies. Wives submitting to husbands, slaves obeying masters. So Galatians 3:28 expresses a kind of idealized unity in faith, but not a social revolution. So, have you ever tried Sesame AI? It's really good and free. Ooh, no, I'm going to check that out. I have not. Will it teach me what the letter of the day is? Is it like Sesame Street? Like, today's letter is the letter P, as in, I couldn't think of a funny word with P. Periwinkle. Actually, I really like periwinkle. You'll find some periwinkle right there. And the letter of, or the number of the day is 13. It's really good at fluid conversation instead of just back and forth. Oh, I like that. I went to Periwinkle Elementary. You did? Periwinkle is actually, like, I don't really have a favorite color, but if you forced me to pick one, it would be periwinkle, but it's only because I really like saying periwinkle. It has, the color's pretty too. I mean, it's pretty, but I also just like saying periwinkle.
Is it the winkle or the Perry for you though? Because for me, it's the winkle.
I think it's the winkle. But the fact that you put a Perry in front of it, it just adds it more. Like, it's just like a little periwinkle, you know?
Periwinkle is like a purpley, bluey, pastel-y color. I don't know how else to describe it. Somebody was asking.
Yeah, it's that one. It's this color right here. This is periwinkle. You'll see it in some of the crystal too, but that's pretty much periwinkle. It's a bluish purple. I like periwinkle. Yeah, it just flows together. Hey, Tommy J, how's my twin? You guys, I'm staying live even if I get no guests for at least an hour and a half, because I have to go live consistently more often. I did take time off. I have been depressed. I'm trying to work through that depression, and depression for me leads to isolation. So whenever you don't, you're like, hey, Crystal hasn't been around for a while. That's why. That's what happens. Luckily, I did do some writing, like I said. So, it's same for you, Tommy. I hate it. I don't want to do anything, like nothing when I'm depressed. Like, the whole world could pass me by. But in reality, that's not who I am. I'm a person who wants to live every moment to its fullest. So I really hate that part of my brain. It's like a constant battle for me. There's a part of me that just is like, life is so valuable. Bitch, you only get one shot at it. This next minute is only going to be here once. Live that 1 minute, that 1 hour, that, 24 hours to its fullest. And there's this other part of me that's like, hey, but we could just crawl up in a ball and maybe the whole world will disappear. Like, wait, why is it like this for me? Why?
I think it's the balance. If you nap and then vacuum tomorrow.
I wish I could learn that balance, because I don't even sleep. I just become a hermit. And I hate it. My younger self would be so mad at me. It would just be like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be out there living big lives. And you're in here. And I also hate when depression sinks in when I guess this became my therapy hour. You guys are all my therapists this morning. Thank you for attending our video therapy session this morning. But for me, like, another thing about my depression is that I don't look like I'm depressed when I'm depressed. So I can tell everybody, hey, I'm really depressed right now. I'm not in a good headspace. And they will think like, okay, yeah, but you seem fine. So they never really, check up on me or anything. And then by the time they realize, holy fuck, she's really, really depressed, that's when it's gone too far because you weren't listening to me when I told you.
And then you're like mentee B status. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Because that's what happens to me. And, I work too overwhelmed sometimes a lot. That's a lot.
And Lauren.
Mm-hmm. And, I tell my kids.
Pressures on me.
Oh, it doesn't matter. That's relative. Pressures are relative. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. I have had many other pressures in life. Right now, I have none. Oh, that's what I was going to say. That's when it really bugs me is when I start to get it, when there's no reason in my life. Like there's nothing that should cause me to be depressed right now. I mean, other than, the fucking state of affairs in my country, right? Maybe that could cause some serious depression. But I'm saying in my personal life right now, I sit in a place of privilege. I'm aware of that privilege. And then that makes me feel guilty for having depression because I think, the fuck, there are people who have no money to eat tomorrow, Crystal. What are you so upset about? And then that fucks with my brain because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm depressed. If I knew, I wouldn't be. If I knew, I would not be. But yeah, it's just sucks.
I mean, I would just push back on that and just say that is sort of part of the spectrum of human emotion. And the fact that you're saying that you're experiencing it, but people don't realize you are, means you're functional, which isn't great for like recognition of said emotion, but it also kind of does show that you are trudging through. And I know that's like really a bad mentality in my opinion, as somebody who also suffers that way. But at the same time, like, I commend you for also trudging through.
And you know what it means to trudge through. So I feel fine with you saying that because you literally know, like, hey, I know where she's at right now. I've trudged through and that's not easy to do. And she's doing it, and I appreciate that. I know that, depression can be when you're sad for no obvious reason. But when you have chronic depression, obviously there will be things in my life that will trigger my depression that make sense. So like, obviously if a trauma, something tragic or something like that happens, it makes sense that I would go from sad to actually depression, right? Because that could trigger me. But I hate when it happens when there doesn't seem to be any social triggers, if you will, or life triggers,
I agree with that. And the only way I can kind of describe it is this just sort of overwhelming sense of blah. Like, I don't, it's just like blah. I don't know. I don't feel like doing this. This feels blah. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it.
I don't either. It'll be simple things like tonight, just make a list of the shit you want to accomplish tomorrow. And then just fucking do them, okay, Crystal? Okay, just do that. Just do that thing. Okay, I'll write down the list. I get up the next morning. I don't look at the list. I don't pay attention to that list. I don't even probably think of the list, to be honest with you. I go about my day not getting any shit done because I'm depressed. I don't even want to get out of bed. I'm doing the bare minimum. Like, I'll feed my dog because my dog has to live, I will make sure that there's dinner for everybody at night or whatever, because we gotta eat or whatever, but I don't really give a fuck about anything else that day. Not anything else. And then at night, I'll go, you didn't even look at the list. You're such a fucking loser. Like, you're never going to get better if you don't like take the steps, and you're not doing it. You're a horrible person. And then that starts happening. That's not good.
And it's totally cyclical. And even when you do the steps, dude, I do all the steps every day. I go to therapy, I take my meds, I exercise, blah, 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 blah. I do whatever. And I still take those steps. And then I'm like, oh God, like you are really a whack job if you can't straighten this out. You're doing everything
Right.
and you're medicated. Like, wow.
Yeah, I get that too. I do that one too. That's another one that's like,
Yeah,
hey,
it's
look
like
at you.
guilt.
Okay, so I have ADHD, and I will let other things that people say that literally at the moment that they're saying them that's not even about me, but I'll tell you when. Okay, I have ADHD, and I love to read, but I got a lot of problems reading lately. Like, I go through cycles. There'll be times where, because of your hyperfixation on things, that reading will be my hyperfixation, and I can devour. And I'll read a page, my brain will just go dancing off somewhere else in the middle of the page. Okay, I don't realize I'm doing it because I'm still reading the page, and like I'll finish the page and I'll realize I don't know what the fuck I just read, because I was over here grocery shopping while I was reading over here. I don't know what it said. So I'll reread the page, but this will continue over and over again. I'll realize I can't read right now. My brain cannot stay focused on that, book. So then I have to beat myself up about that. And then so I'll listen to audiobooks, and then I'll feel bad that I have to listen to audiobooks. Why do I judge myself on stupid shit like that? At least I'm educating myself.
Do the same thing with the audiobooks. I'm like, bro, first of all, I know I could read this faster than I could by the time I'm finished with this audiobook. And what does it matter? It's literally published word for word as the same book. I'm still retaining the information. I happen to be an auditory learner also, so it's really good for me to listen. So I'm like, man, why does this feel lesser? Why are we minimizing ourselves just because we're listening and not reading? That's a thing, and it's weird.
I don't know. It's really
we gotta stop doing that.
Okay, maybe we needed to verbalize that for each other so that we can start being like, hey, audiobooks are just fine. Look up the NLP swish technique. Okay, I will. I really will. I'm going to actually screenshot this right now. Hey, Siri. No, hey, Google. Wrong. Wrong
You'll
one.
need to unlock your iPad first.
Wrong Google. You. So one of the days when I was really wanting to read, I didn't have the book on audio. I found that following the line with my finger, like you did when you were a kid, helped me retain it better, not lose my place, and focus more on the actual words I was reading instead of going off somewhere in my brain while I was reading. So I started doing that. And then one day on a live, people started mocking people and saying, I bet you read with your finger. And I was like, man, I have to read with my finger.
No. Okay, so there's actually like a visual thing that happens too, where your eyes will line jump, and that's what happens to mine. I'm a very fast. I was a hooked on phonics kid, so
Me too.
Okay, so you're probably a very quick reader and a terrible speller, right? Because that is absolutely what it did to me. I'm a horrible speller, but I read and retain very quickly. But I will line jump, so I'll use, like, when I was a little kid, they used like a metal ruler, but now for me, I'll just use like a piece of paper and just move it down the line as I'm reading, and it has nothing to do with how fast I can read or my retention level. It's just that I'm not reading and thinking at the same time, and I'm actually reading, and I know I'm reading this, but I have no recollection of what I've read at all, and I have to start the page all over.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so glad I'm verbalizing all of this because, see, like a lot of times too, I think that, and I can only speak for me. Everybody's depression, everybody's journey in life, or whatever. That's different for everybody. But for me, sometimes verbalizing things like this and finding out I'm not alone, I'm not the only one. It helps my depression a lot. It makes me go, look. You're not the fucked up loser that I told you were. Other people have to use little tricks for reading too. Look at you. You're normal. You don't have to beat yourself up on that one anymore. And I can, like kind of let that one go. But if I don't verbalize it, I always think I'm like the only one who suffers from anything like this. Thank you, Freebird. Thank you so much. It does fuck with my brain a lot.
I think it's more common than we think, and I think more people than we realize. Like I said, like look at me. I have a really high GPA. I am in a double master's program at a pretty prestigious university in Florida. I don't want to dox myself too much, but like and yeah, I'm a little older. I'm a little more committed than I would have been like at 25 when I should have been doing this. But I still have to do this and I'm still doing fine. And yeah, does it make me feel a little silly or like a little less? Yes, I am not going to lie. But why? That's the real question, because it shouldn't.
Right? Why should it? Like, I'm sorry, but if I just need something to help me see where I am on the page, like, a piece of paper or my finger to follow the words or whatever, at least I'm fucking reading a book. Like I'm trying to educate myself because unlike you, I have a high school diploma and I went to American public school. Do you really think they educated me? Of course they did not. I have any education I need to now do because that was not an education. that was not an education. I literally, people joke about Americans not knowing geography. I really don't know geography, but
neither do I. The coastal states, sure, but like anything inland, forget about it. And if it's square, girl, no, I do not know.
I don't know other countries or anything like that. And I literally can tell you why. I had a teacher in high school. Hi, Mr. Morazzo. Hi, Mr. Morazzo.
I hope he's listening.
When I was in high school, he was my geography teacher for several years too. But of course, it was one reason why was because he passed me but didn't make me do any work, and two, because he was funny and he and I used to have just pick on each other relationship. It was just kind of fun to have a teacher that I could pick on all the time, and he picked on me all the time. But he taught me nothing. He literally regularly, I can't even tell you how many times he would do a movie. I didn't know why we were watching so many movies, but I realized later it was just so he wouldn't have to do any work. But he put a movie on, we'd all fall asleep. We were high school students. That's what you do. Somebody's going to put a movie on. And the movies didn't teach us about geography anyway. I don't even know what they were about. They probably were about culture in the area, but culture's not going to teach me where Italy is. It's not going to teach me, where Barbados is. I need maps and stuff for that, and globes and visuals to see where they are, So I didn't learn shit in that class, ever. Nothing.
I mean, even in the double master's program, I don't know any of that. If it makes you feel any better.
That does make me feel a little better. I can go, at least I know as much geography as my friend who's in a double master's program. Another time I felt really stupid was, you know who Fee is, right, Lauren?
Yes.
So much. Okay. I do not remember the words now, so I'm just going to tell you, I don't remember what words she said. But she said, basically, one or two were science words, and then one was a philosophical word. Okay, she said something like, if you don't know what this, and this is, then we can't even have this conversation. And whatever she said, I remember thinking, means by those words, But the fuck if I really could explain them or actually understand. Now I can't have a conversation with Fee because I don't know those words. So whatever they were, I went and like looked them up, and I was like, I need to learn these words because I love Fee. But yes, you guys are out there making people feel dumb, and you don't even know it. You're just saying stuff, and I'm over here judging myself because of it. You're not even talking to me when you're saying this stuff. Just me and my insecurities sitting over here.
Hey, you had to explain what Calvinism was to me, so if that gives
okay, yeah. To be fair, though, do you know what a preterist is?
No, but it doesn't. No,
Okay,
I do
so,
not.
I didn't know what a Calvinist or a preterist was until I met like Joyful, and then that's when I learned what those were.
What's a
okay.
preterist? Seems like the guy at 7-Eleven I don't want to run into after dark.
Yeah, right. You don't. No, I'm just kidding. A preterist is somebody who believes that Jesus completed everything in 70 AD. That he already came back. Everything's done.
Like, so then, like, that's
I don't
it.
know why we're so. I guess I don't know the rest of their story. I just know that that's the main thing about, like, I don't know what they think is going to happen from this point on. I don't know, like, what we're waiting for now or whatever. I don't know. But I just know that when the temple was destroyed in 70 AD, they believed all was finished.
Whoa, no, I'm gonna have to research that. I've never heard about that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, huh? Very weird. That's when Christians come up now and say stuff like, well, you're not a Christian if you don't believe in the Trinity. I'm like, wrong. Let me tell you something. There's Christians who don't believe in the Trinity. There's Christians
Jehovah's
who don't believe-
Witnesses. We were not, the Trinity was not a thing for J-Dubs, and we were still, that's an Abrahamic faith, technically, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I have another background, and I can use it with you up here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay. So, Lauren, can I ask you some questions?
I would love that, yeah.
Okay. So, you were indoctrinated into Jehovah's Witness, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct, yes, as a child. My grandma was like one of the first ones. Her parents in the 1800s were like one of the first ones, and then she was born in the 1920s and kept going.
Let me respond to Jared real quick. Jared, I don't know if he was a preterist too. I've never looked into that. He might have been. I guess you could be a Calvinist and a preterist. I think you could be both, but I don't know. I never looked into it. So do you remember? And I know this could be hard since you brought up that way. I just like to ask just to find out.
No, go ahead. I'm open book. I don't care.
Do you remember the first time you heard about Jesus?
No. It was always, no, I don't. It was always just there.
I was writing a song this week, and I was thinking in the lyrics, I was thinking, I have heard your name more than I've ever heard my own. It's
For real?
the truth. I've heard, it's just his name was, it was always there.
I've never even thought about that until you asked me, but no, I do not remember that at all. And especially, in the Jehovah's Witness faith, like they don't do Bible study or like any little kid church. Like you go to the meetings and you sit there and you listen, and you get nothing from it. I remember scribbling on it. It was so boring. There was no takeaway at all. I remember questioning a few things, like internally, because you cannot question them externally. But
Yeah, Fee was a Jehovah's Witness too. That's right. Fee was a Jehovah's
I
Witness
didn't know
too.
that.
Yeah, she was. I just thought of that because I was like, wait a minute, Fee was one. So okay, so do you get baptized when you're Jehovah's Witness?
So yeah, yes, you do. They don't, not like you would is like a Catherine or a Lutheran, for example, where they do it when you're a baby. They want you to consent to it, but it's heavily encouraged. And after the age of like 8, 9, and 10, that's like the earliest I've seen like children be baptized. Again, highly encouraged. You get a lot more leeway if you are not baptized with the congregation. When you are baptized, there is no leeway. If you stray, you are disfellowshipped, which is like shunned, essentially. Yeah. So I'm fully disfellowshipped now. My mom should not even technically be talking to me, but
I'm glad she does. This
She does.
fellowship is disgusting.
Yeah,
It's
it was
disgusting.
difficult. And it also is one of the things that, sort of keeps you from questioning, because you're isolated from, your community as a child in school. You're not allowed to participate in the holiday stuff. And again, I was born in the 80s, so like we did that stuff. It wasn't like a thing like they kind of are a little more careful with now. But yeah, no Christmas pageants, nothing like that. I just sit it all out. And then as you get older and you start to kind of grow up and you realize like, hey, I'm having these questions, or I'm having these feelings, or I'm having these urges to do these things. And if anybody knows, like, that's it. I'm at the back of the class. I can't even eat dinner with my family. I have to sit away from them. It's like literally an Amish shunning. Like, it's almost the exact same thing.
It's horrible. Th- like, to think of it, when you really break it down psychologically, what they're saying is, if you don't want to lose your whole family and all your community, you're going to shut up and go along with this and lie and pretend that you believe it. Otherwise, you lose everything. That's what you're going to do. And I think that is just horrific. It's stupid for them, but it's about money, because the more people they can keep in the church, it's about retention. Customer retention is what they call it in retail, but in the churches, that's what it is. It's customer retention. They just want to keep
There's
money.
there's a lot of other yucky stuff that kind of goes along with it too. Unfortunately, some congregations are better than others, in my opinion, for it. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. I gotta tell you, it's a weird one. And it's funny because, so when I talked about my grandma being the one that was like kind of indoctrinated from like in the early 1800s, the late 1800s from her parents, my mom was a Catholic when she met my dad, and she was converted by my paternal grandmother. And then like a lot of the other Catholic, she's got, a big Catholic family, like 10 siblings. A lot of them converted to Christian Science. So I'm just like, what about Catholicism is making these people, I call it cult jumping. I know that's not necessarily super nice.
Oh my God, I love that. That's what it is. It's cult jumping. It's true. That's so funny. I have the not that one. Hang on one second. Let me grab it. I have right here the Science and Health from Christian Science. This is like a 1950s edition or something. No, wait, maybe older. No, 1950s was when she.
I don't know that much about it. I know my aunt currently right now actually has cancer and is not treating it because they just like don't believe in treating any medical ailments with any kind of like medical intervention.
Okay, Jared looked it up, and John Calvin was a partial preterist. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder what partial preterism does. That mean that only like 50% of it is finished? Is he only gonna half come back now? Like, what's going on? Like, what's
Is
I
it
love that.
horizontally partial or vertically partial?
Yeah, that's crazy. That is weird though that they how are you a Christian Science and you don't believe in science? Like you just believe in the science part? How
The science part is
I
open to
haven't
interpretation.
I haven't read this yet. It's very weird. I've been showing people this sometimes. Like so they have these tabs, okay, and they're numbered.
Oh, you did not do that? That's just like factory standard.
No. Well, this is very old. I picked it up at an estate sale, so maybe the previous owner did. But on top of those tabs, there are also lit tabs built in, right? And those tabs, you know how normally we read from left to right, so the tabs would have to they go both ways. So if you're coming from the back of the book, there's tabs there too, this way. It's very weird.
Like in case you want to like Quentin Tarantino it.
Yeah, I think so. What the fuck? It's very weird. Yeah, like some prophecies have been fulfilled, but not all. Oh, okay. That's weird. That's a weird mindset. You guys, I don't know why I don't get pushed out. I'm gonna after I go live for about a week again because I haven't been live for a while. I will talk to my agency and find out what's going on. Apparently, I'm shadowed banned, but I really don't know why because this account, I knocked on wood, and I'm not even superstitious. Okay, this account never gets in trouble. Actually, none of my accounts ever get in trouble. I just don't get in trouble. So I don't get banned. I don't get suspended. None of those things happen to me. So I don't know why I don't get pushed out like I used to. I used to have, 70, 80 people in here by now. And I know other big creators are live, but that also used to not matter. I would still get a pretty good group of people in here. But for some reason, it's just not happening. And I'll talk to my agency. But if you guys can keep tapping the screen, liking the live, sharing out, doing all the good things, and if you're friendly, it doesn't matter, whoever you are, if you want to come up and talk, hey, Archbishop, how are you? Come on up because Episcopalian is in the house. Come on up and hang out, talk to me. I'm just asking questions. I'm talking to Lauren right now. She's ex-Jehovah's Witness, and I am learning about the Jehovah's Witness because I really don't know a lot about them. My brother and sister-in-law are pseudo-Mormons. I call them that because I don't think I've ever seen them go to temple ever in my whole life. But they call themselves Mormons, and they supposedly belong to one of the Mormon churches in Southern California or something, but literally never seen them go to Mormon church. They weren't raised Mormon. My brother-in-law decided to become Mormon when he was young, a computer science guy, because he found that if you are part of the Mormon church and you ever need a job, they will help you find a job. They will call one of their members and say, employ this man. And the reason they'll do that is because they want your money. If you are not employed, they cannot get money from you. So they like to make sure.
JWs, same thing. They're very similar in that way. They like to help each other out. They scratch each other's backs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Have you guys seen that lady calling the churches and stuff trying to get the baby formula?
Yeah,
And then
nobody would give it to her.
I am so tempted. I really think every person should make a video of themselves calling their own church. I feel like calling my old church and just seeing, would you? Because I know what happened when I gave somebody baby formula when I worked there. I was part of the outreach committee, and I got a phone call from a woman who needed diapers and baby formula. And I looked at our outreach, but we had the whole budget, and then there was discretionary funds for situations like this. We had so much money. And I was like, yeah, all right. Well, $60 do. I can go buy you some diapers and formula. You could pick it up here, or if you want, you could just come by. I can give you some cash so that you could go get some yourself. whatever's easier for you, just let me know. She was like, okay, I'll just come by and pick it up. I said, all right, I just got to call some people so I can get the cash for you out of the account or whatever, and then you can come by and pick it up. I got yelled at because how dare I? This woman was obviously just going to go use this for shrugs, and alcohol. I don't know. I'm trying to mask the words. And I was like, you don't know that. The fact that she first was like, can you just provide me with some, makes me believe she really needed it, because she didn't care if I went and bought it and brought it by her house. It was just easier for me to have her just pick up the cash. That was the only reason we were doing it that way. And they made me feel really horrible about what I had done. And I actually was feeling good about what we were doing. And then they made me feel horrible until the pastor's wife came over to me. And I will tell you, if there was ever a real Christian in the whole world, it was this woman, of what I thought a Christian was, because now I know they're all real Christians, okay? But of somebody who was loving, who had grace, and that's what I thought Christianity was. So if it represented my ideal picture of a Christian, it would be her. She said to me, God told us to feed the hungry. That's what he told us to do. And that's what you did. Now, if that woman takes that money and uses it for something else, that's between her and God. That's not something you've done wrong, because you did what God called you to do. Now she's got to do what God called her to do. And she needs to be obedient at that point. And I was like, thank you. She made me feel so much better. But obviously, I don't believe that God called me to do any of that now. But at the time, it did make me feel better. Okay, so you're growing up Jehovah's Witness. Do you remember any time when you were younger that you questioned it at all?
Oh gosh, 100%. My first question. Okay, so I don't know, like I said, how familiar you are with the religion, but they do not believe that every single person that is like, one of God's sheep that passes goes to heaven. They believe that we'll be sort of in an eternal slumber until the resurrection, and we'll be resurrected into a new Eden. They call it the paradise. But there will be, and I don't think that this is the only religion that talks about the 144,000, but correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so they believe 144,000, they call them the anointed, will rule with Jesus side by side with him in heaven. And this is from like everybody that's ever been alive to everybody that ever will be alive until Revelation passes, right? So there was a guy in our congregation when I was little who was one of the anointed. And I was like, what? Like, how do you know? Like, how does anybody know? But you can't say that. And I just remember my sister, she's 2 years younger than I. And I just remember talking to her and being like, what the fuck happened to everybody to make them believe this? Like, what the hell?
Right? It is crazy. I remember Fee talking to somebody who thought they were about the 144,000 one time. And she was just like, there have been billions of people. What are you talking about?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Also, that's it. What an arbitrary number. How did you guys fucking come up with that?
It's so ridiculous. It's so arbitrary. Oh my goodness. Yeah, co-ruler zombified. Isn't that weird? Okay, so you question things at a young age. Did questioning of scriptures, of the whole ideology, did that continue as you grew up?
Honestly, as I got older, I started to care less and less about what it said. I just was just kind of like, whatever. My dad had kind of what they call quote unquote fallen away. I do remember asking when that happened, because they will just be like, well, you're either a sheep or you're a goat. And I remember asking my mom, is dad a goat? Because he kind of quit going and he'd sort of fallen into shrugs and stuff like that. So yeah, he died when I was pretty young. So Oh, that's okay. It's been dealt with emotionally, but
Yeah.
yes. So no, I don't really remember that happening until I was like late in high school, and I had a friend whose father was an elder, and the elder would be like, I don't know how you would say it in like the congregation is your like local church, and like the elders would, and they're only ever men, would be like the heads of the church. I don't know like how you'd compare that in any other religion. So there was this Kmart parking lot that we all used to go make out with our boyfriends at in our cars, and and she got busted and tattled on, right? And I don't know what they were doing. I wasn't there, okay? I don't know, but I don't think it was more than just making out. And she had to go in front of this council of elders, which is like a handful of, and one of them is her dad. And she has to like repeat her transgression, like act for act, in front of another witness, because they have something called a 2-witness rule. So like if it's not more than 2 people, it doesn't count, which is sort of one of the way they kind of harbor a select group of people that like a select group of aged people, if I can say that. But she had to go in front of all of these old dudes and like tell them like, you know, what she did, like blow by blow. And one of them was her dad. And that's kind of when I was like, ooh, this is really gross. And I really don't think it's for me, even though at that point I hadn't gone in a while and I was just kind of like, whatever. I still kind of like in the back of my head was like, yeah, maybe this is true. But then that happened and I was like, this is really yucky. And then, you know, when I got into like my 20s and got into college, and my BS took a lot of ethics and philosophy and religion classes. I'm a mortician right now. I'm getting my master's in thanatology, which is not really that big of a deal, just kind of bumps me up into a higher pay raise. But you know, there's a lot of like religious and ethics classes we have to take because that's a huge part of death ritual. And I was just, that's really when I was like, okay, this, I don't think I buy this 100% at all.
Oh, gotcha. Hey, Tony, welcome to the show. Are you a Christian and are you over 18? That's weird. Like, can you imagine that you sit there quietly waiting to do that? You join a live that just simply says, I'm an atheist. Can I ask you some questions? And then wait. He waited, Lauren, for you to finish your story. I don't know.
I thought it was connected
weird,
to
Tony.
the fax machine.
I don't know. What was that, Tony? What was that? It just... Did you do that on purpose? Was that an accident? What was the point? I don't understand. If this is Tony, first tell me in comments whether you meant to do that or not. And I'm going to have you repeat it. Like, I don't want a second round of air horn in my ear.
Honestly,
Okay,
if that wasn't
okay.
digital, it was impressive if it wasn't digital.
Hey, I
Sounded
didn't
like
hear
an
the
air
noise on my
horn.
side until I saw the when you get kicked out, it
Okay.
runs for like 30 seconds or like 10 seconds, and you can hear whatever was
Yeah.
happening. I didn't hear the noise until I heard it afterwards.
Okay. I was
And I
like, was
think
that
it's
an accident? Because that was weird.
and the thing is, my headphones, I have like 3 different pairs, and I rarely ever wear these, and I just remember why. Because they don't
Oh,
work very
okay.
well on TikTok. They sound perfect for like music, so I use them for music when I'm like, especially at nighttime, because they're very comfortable. But I completely forgot that if I have them on TikTok, it doesn't work correctly. So my bad.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I have some earbuds that I just found out. If I plug them in and try to talk to you, it makes that noise for you. I don't hear it either. So I get it. That's why I didn't like ban you or anything, because I was like, that could have totally been an accident. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's on purpose when people do stuff like, anyway, hey, Tony, are you a Christian and are you over 18?
I am not a Christian. I used to be a pastor, and I'm 45, so I'm well over 18.
Okay. So do you mind if I ask you questions? It's okay. I'm not going to ask you like personal questions. I'm just learning about like people's paths, how, like what they I hate saying spiritually because I personally don't believe in like souls or spirits or anything, but that's kind of what we call them. They're spiritual paths in life. I like to ask questions about them. So, did you grow up in a church or religion?
Yes.
Do you remember? And most people don't, but I'm just wondering. I like to ask this question. Do you remember the first time you heard about Jesus?
Yes.
Oh, really? Can you tell me about it? Because nobody ever remembers this if they grew up in church. They're like, no, I don't remember. I'd love to hear it.
Well, I grew up in my childhood as a Catholic, and growing up, I was raised in Mexico City, uh, and at age 6, you have your first communion, which is you learn about things in the church, and you have to pass a test, and then you have to go to the front of the church, and the padre will pray over you and teach a lesson about how you have to serve God. Nobody really pays attention. It's just you go there because it's just what you are used to do when you go to church with your family, and that's the first time because I had to study for that, and I had to learn about all that stuff and actually pay attention because I've been going to church all my childhood, but I really didn't care. I just went because it was what my family did, and it didn't seem like a bad thing.
All right, cool. So you grew up Catholic. So do you mind me asking what are your beliefs now?
I'm an atheist.
Okay, so do you remember as a child ever questioning any of this?
Yes.
Do you remember some of the questions that first came to your mind?
Yes.
What were they?
What's up with Revelation?
Yes,
That's exactly what I asked the padre. I must have been maybe 12-ish, 13. And no, I had that question, like, because I had my family had a Bible, so we could read it and whatever. And so when I was looking through it, respectfully, I went ahead and asked, hey, what's up with this book? What about this? You work for the book, so what's up? He told me not to worry about it. That was not for me to understand, and that it's just something that would scare me. That's what he said. He told me, don't worry about it. Something that will scare you, and I wouldn't understand it. And so that was the first time that I questioned my beliefs. Yeah. Because
do you
as a
remember
kid,
about how old you were?
like I said, it was probably like 12, 10. No, it was when I was in my preteens.
Yeah.
And I remember it was the first time I questioned, is this real? I mean, how would a God not allow somebody curious about him to understand his story or be blocked like that? Kind of like like you've been blocked.
Yeah, exactly. I remember just having like so many questions, but I don't think I asked them because I think I figured out early on that they didn't want you to ask those questions, so don't. So as I got older, I would go and ask my youth pastors and stuff as if like I was asking for a friend. So what can I tell her? Because she said this. Like, what is and what I didn't know was I was asking him for apologetics, right? So then whenever I had questions, I did turn to apologetics because I was confused. I thought people who were apologists were people who were Bible scholars. I didn't realize they were people who made up excuses for the bad shit in the Bible or the confusing shit in the Bible. I didn't understand that. So I always turned to them. Okay, so do you remember, like, how old were you? Okay, so you become a pastor. Are you a pastor? Like, what denomination of a pastor did you become?
The senior pastor for the Spanish side of the church that didn't have a Spanish pastor or Spanish church. So.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. And how old were you when you did that?
Ah,
Oh, Lauren, you could cut in
30.
anytime you want. You could cut in anytime you want, Lauren.
Oh, I just am not trying to interrupt Tony because it was just a total squirrel thought that I had about something you asked me prior to. So,
Oh, that's
Yeah,
okay.
before I forget, deacons is another way to talk about elders, and there's also bishops, and this is in
Yeah.
all different kinds of sects, like different denominations have different types of elders and things of that sort.
Yeah. True.
So
True.
that's one thing that you guys were talking about earlier, and I didn't want to interrupt. And then when I finally got to talk, the damn thing went crazy on us.
That's
It
okay.
was
Okay, Lauren. What?
just real quick, one of the things that you were asking me, like, when was I like questioning? One of the things I questioned was, like, why am I not allowed to question? If the truth is the truth, wouldn't every question answered lead me back to the truth? Why is this so bad? And if Jehovah or God or Yahweh or whatever you want to call the God of the Bible blessed me with this thinking mind, why wouldn't he want me to exercise it?
Exactly. Exactly. I didn't. There were so many things like that. I will say that I think probably one of my earliest questions was, why were Adam and Eve punished if they didn't know what was right or wrong? They didn't know what they did was wrong, so how could they be punished for it? Like, I really just, that just was so circular to me, and it seemed so stupid and so obvious. Even as a child, I thought this story just falls apart. This cannot be true, because you cannot punish somebody for not knowing right and wrong and say they did something wrong. That doesn't make any fucking sense. But so weird or dumb. I never questioned a thing. The plot holes are vast. They really are. So okay. So Tony, I'm sorry. How old were you when you became the pastor? Do they call it a pastor or a priest in the Catholic Church,
well.
or do they call it both?
I wasn't called to be a Catholic priest. I was called to be a Pentecostal pastor,
Oh, cool.
and
That's cool.
I went to seminary in Free Evangelical College, in and somewhere it's up there in Chicago, but it's one of the suburbs. I can't remember which one it was, but anyway, it was up there where I went to school for this. I didn't become a pastor because I, say, hey, I'm a pastor. No, oh, I have the knowledge, make me a pastor. No, I went to church and I played in the music ministry for several years. And my pastor knew that I had already, been to seminary, and she saw my testimony. And one day they told me that him and the elders had received the word from God that I was going to become the pastor of the church in Spanish, which was going to start there. And that's what that was the story of how I actually became a pastor. Now, while I was a pastor, I started realizing a lot of things that that I was teaching. There was some things that were not right, and it wasn't because it wasn't written right. It was because it was not right. The way that the scripture talks to women is not cool. It's even stronger now that I am a daddy of a little girl. That I see that that belief system treats women as second-class citizens, and I mean, like I said, now that I'm a dad, I reject it even worse, because I don't want my daughter to ever feel that she's second class to anything. She's as equal as my sons, and I never want her to ever feel that way. And that's why they're
You're
not.
gonna make me cry, Tony.
Yeah, well, that
Also,
it makes me cry too. There's several
well,
things
I don't.
that
You guys don't
are
realize
wrong with
how.
that book, and that's one of the things that now that I'm a dad. I mean, I wasn't an atheist, when I wasn't a daddy when I was an atheist. I became a daddy
Right.
years later, and it's now that I'm a dad, it's even my feelings against that religion and the whole Abrahamic system is, it's like I don't like it. I detest it. I hate it, and I don't want anybody to ever suffer the consequences of believing in that book because it's wrong.
As a Latin person, I can appreciate that so much. I don't know what you would call it in Mexican and Puerto Rican. We call it machismo, and it's really, really harmful to women. And it's just a cultural thing. So like for you to not be machismo with your daughter is like, I really appreciate it as somebody who was treated that way as a child and a woman.
Yeah, I had two siblings of mine were born women. I unfortunately just lost my sister, who was 5 years younger than me, about 6 months ago.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and
I'm really sorry.
yeah, I'm sorry too. But what I'm bringing up this is because my other sibling that was also born female is my little brother now, and I love him to death. And this book also treats him as some kind of like monster or whatever, when the real monsters are the ones that don't tell the truth about how a lot of things that are supposed to happen while you're alive as a believer don't happen. But they do always, proclaim the bad things that are going to happen to you if you don't listen to us and pay us your tithes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys put a W in chat for Tony and make sure we all follow him because you're cool, dude. I really like you. I appreciate you coming out this morning. They want me to show you my song, okay? I'm gonna play a song for you right now because it's for the women, and I think you'll enjoy it for your daughter, okay?
Okie doke.
It's called Ex Parte. I'm gonna play it. Oops, sorry. I stopped it.
I hope I'm not late to the party. I've got something to say. And I want every gentleman here to have a front row seat for this ex-party. Ex-party for the ladies. One side talks, one side stays mute. You carved your covenant in marble, but forgot the feet that swept the pews. We bore the sons that filled these seas. And you signed the pact without the land that believes.
I am not singing. I wrote the words.
I call this one to order, heaven and earth, bear witness today. Let the record show from the garden's first spring, the blame had a woman's name. Two men sat in the shade of a tree, Adam and Yahweh right in history. They needed a scapegoat, they signed the brief. From that moment on, sin's name was Eve. Leave two men alone, it's always the same. If they can't find a woman, they'll make one to blame. This is my ex-party, my one-woman plea. You created calamity and tried to frame me. You called it divine, but the terms were deceived. Oh, I sound nice, speak, no woman was hurt. Shekinah silenced, her fate secured. Let the judge and jury see. The law came by, but we didn't concede. The contract is null as divine. May the record show no woman side. Never needed a savior or lamb, because the truth is his name is man. His name is man. Oh, in the land of Egypt we lit the flame. Our mother's prayers, our songs unashamed. We worship the heavens, the stars, the seas. We knew the truth before their decrees. The sign of the man left us behind, abandoning women, blinding the blind. We bore the children, we kept the fire. They stood on our backs as they climbed higher. Once our rituals were pure, hands in the earth, spirit sure. With Asherah raised, they gave us no choice. But no God, no man can silence her for me. Please the court to hear my battle cry. We denounce the God, we denounce the lies. The pens were theirs, the scrolls they made. It is man's guilt and man that needs saved. Rise up now, we hold up how. It's time they bow. Right now is never ours to share. Without the glory
That was written for your daughter, for me, for Lauren, for all of the beautiful women, and for your sister, who is for all of the ladies, because we never signed the covenant. They told us that you don't get to come up at Mount Sinai. Stay away. Don't even touch us. They came up with the story. They blamed us for the Garden of Eden. They blamed us for everything, and we weren't even a part of the covenant. Sin's name is man. That's who made it up. That's who came up with it. That's who did it. That's who it is. They get to own it. I never signed the covenant. None of us did. We weren't invited.
Taxation without representation.
Amen. See, Tony gets it, y'all. Okay, so you become a pastor, and do you remember one of your first, like, maybe sermons that you started to feel uneasy about?
Well, finding out about different existence, well, the existence of different Bibles, especially the Slave's Bible, and just looking at the whole history of it, just the story itself is just, it's not right. Slavery.
No, it's not.
Slavery was never condemned. Slavery was a big part of why the U.S. Grew, and it was not cool. And to accept this whole book as something correct and to follow is to accept the slavery is okay sometimes. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not happening now, but it happens again. What scripture allows you to, and we have to believe in the scripture. It teaches you how to treat your slave, how to not treat your slave. How to have schmecks with your slaves, the slaves for your wife, it's things, what, seriously, it's like a whole bunch of things that are so wrong. And like I said, it's just thinking about researching not just biblical history, but also like looking at U.S. history and all of the harm that that Christianity has caused. All the suffering of people that did not deserve to suffer. And people like to go to church and feel pretty lost for you to have that today. It caused the injustice of many. And there you go. I mean, that's one of the things that just made me feel that I could continue being a pastor and, just, pretend and benefit from people's ignorance, or no, fuck this shit altogether. I'll find something else to do. And that's what I did. I dropped it and I started doing something else, and I became an upholsterer.
Tony, I have a question for you. As a pastor, like while you were in that position of leadership, did you ever have, one of your congregation, or however you'd say that, ask you a question that you couldn't answer, or that like made you pause and say, like maybe this person might have a point?
Yes. Thinking about when I used to teach about how Scripture talks about planets being round, just different things that, that are observable, right? So, and Christianity is not the only one. Like my ancestors, in Mexico, they mapped the stars and all this other stuff. So they knew things, outside of the realms of our existence. Like you can see the sky all day, but you can't really see the stars. But at night is when people used to actually see into that. Like we don't do that anymore. Like at least not personally. We have other things to do. Pay bills, all this other stuff. It's occasional stop by somebody's live that's focused on the moon with a telescope. But what I mean is like people had some knowledge of what they could see at night, And so the Bible was not original to the idea of certain things, but I made it in a way unconsciously. I made it feel like the Bible was special because it said things like that. And people would come up to me and ask me questions about that. And, some of the questions were put in a way that it was kind of hard to explain,
Yeah.
especially hard to explain with evidence. So I would have to find more scripture that would, you know, be similar or that would, help my case for whatever, explanation I was trying to give.
When you realized you couldn't do this anymore, okay, so for me, it was very difficult. Like, I didn't want to not believe anymore. Like, I wasn't making some choice. I just started to realize I don't think you fucking believe anything of this anymore. I think you're going through just the emotion, like going through the motions of it, not the emotions, the motions of it, because that's all you've ever known. But I don't think you believe this anymore. But I wasn't at that time, my living was not tied up in that. And it was already hard for me because my community was. So what was that like for you, having your livelihood? Were you married at the time or anything? Did you have to go to your wife or a significant other and say, I don't think I could do this anymore? What was that like for you, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, I was married, and when I made the decision and I spoke with her, she was like, "Nope, you have to be. You have to keep being the pastor, or I'm not gonna want to be with you no more." And so, in a way, I was mad, and we broke up. And I did try to get the relationship back on track. Went to counseling, and the counselor, sent invitations to her, and she never showed up. She, because I asked, and she said she'd think about it. But anyway, long story short, that was my first marriage.
Yeah, I got you. I am very lucky. When I came to Doug and told him, he ended up staying with me, but very lucky because I'm the one who also made him become like such a devout Christian, because he was what I like to call an Easter and Christmas Christian. So he was a Christian. He called himself a Christian, but he never went to church unless it was Easter or Christmas.
We call the CEOs is Christmas and Easter only.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to start calling him that. I love that. So he was the CEO. Yes, his magic knew right away. And so, but I made him like, I was like, we have to be really into this because we have children and we have to think about their salvation now. And so, we became, elders in the church and worked for the church and things like that too. I was a youth group pastor. I was a Bible study teacher. I was on the board of elders. He was on the board of elders. I've served on the outreach. He served on the men's, committee, whatever it was. I forget what they called it. And made him go full on into it. And then eventually came up to him and said, hey, yeah, so guess what? I don't believe this anymore. And he was like, it was very hard. I'm making it like I'm condensing this story down, but I would say that it was a very difficult year because he sat in cognitive dissonance in that year, trying to understand how I went from being one of the most devoted Christians he'd had ever met in his life to becoming a person who was like, fuck this God, and not afraid to say that. Like he was like what? He couldn't understand. But now I think that he still believes that maybe an entity of some sort created everything, but he doesn't believe that entity does anything. Like it's not powerful. It doesn't do anything.
Oh, can I ask you a personal question about your in-laws? Because, okay, so my husband so he, like I said, Norwegian descent, but he is from South Texas. He is a Southern Baptist, or was a Southern Baptist. Like parents, like dad, a pastor, head, again, like just like Tony, like head of the music ministry, head of the youth ministry, like still does like insane missionaries in the Baltic Sea every year. Like, and I feel like they totally think it's my fault that my husband Daniel's an atheist. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I am actually okay. So, some weird things happen around this. I think that Crystal grew a backbone religiously and in her life around the same time. You know what I'm saying? So, around the same time, we had some issues with some people on Doug's side of the family. And Doug and I have always been like this. This is just who we are. I said, I don't want nothing to do with them anymore. I'm not going to any of the family events. I don't give a fuck what you do. You do whatever you want to do. They're your family. Like, I am not going to be mad if you go, like, spend time with your family. I don't care. They're your family. But I don't have to. I'm not going to. Like, I refuse. I would tell you guys all this silliness, but it's just such stupid shit. But I don't mean it's stupid shit that I had boundaries. I'm saying what they did to me was so weird and stupid that I just couldn't do it anymore. I was just like, whatever. Okay. So
I mean, they've always been awesome towards me. However, they do send me like, and they asked respectfully, and I always say yes. They send me like a daily scripture every day, and I'm just like,
God.
okay. Oh, and sometimes
That
it's
would
so
drive me
wild
crazy.
too. Oh no, it's why I should start screenshotting them and just posting them, because it's like,
Yes,
like
yes.
if you love God, like everything is good, but if not, you will burn. And then it's just like, love you, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Like,
You should post them in my Discord. I have a channel in my Discord that is fan mail, and that's where but it's actually like everybody who hates me, I post what they send to me. So you can post your fan mail there too. So what they did was this, like, we moved away. We lived in Kansas for a really long time. Then we moved back to California. And when we moved, there's 3 brothers. Doug had 2 brothers. And so there's 3 sister-in-laws. And so we would do Christmas over at one sister-in-law's house, and then, Thanksgiving and then Christmas, right? And I was like, hey, I want to do like Thanksgiving sometime. And they were like, no. This person does Thanksgiving. And I was like, what? What do you mean, no? What? But then that person got cancer and she died. And I loved her very much. So that was sad. But that meant that we weren't doing Thanksgiving at that house anymore. So her daughter started doing, which is cool. That's fine, right? But it went to her daughter. And I said, hey, I'd like to do Thanksgiving at my house sometime. And it was like a little fight. So I didn't fight with it every year or anything, but one year when we were buying a brand new house, the house I'm in now, she said, hey, I don't have room to do Thanksgiving. I'm moving into a small condo and I don't have room to do Thanksgiving. So we're going to like cancel this year. I go, can we do it at my house this year? I'm buying a new house. Plus at the time I had my own business and I had this huge 5,000 square foot warehouse. And I was like, if we had to, we could also do it at the warehouse because I have folding tables there. I could set up tables and chairs and everything, but I'd like to do it at my house because I won't have any furniture yet. So I could put tables in the great room. We can set it all up. It could be just a really good time and everything. She said, sure. And then she went, it's so weird. It's so weird. And secretly planned an entire Thanksgiving at her condo, told everybody to come to her Thanksgiving and not mine. And then on Thanksgiving, nobody came to my house and we weren't invited to her house for Thanksgiving either. So why would I want to? It's so weird, right? What? Like, and we were very close. I was her favorite aunt. Like, so I'm telling you, we were so close. I had told her before because I had watched her do weird shit like this to other people. And I had told her, we'll call her Lisa. Okay. I said, listen, Lisa, I've seen what you do to other people, some of your weird little manipulative things you do to people. Don't ever do that with me because I will not tolerate it. I will just cut you out of my life. That's who I am. So I gave her the warning, okay? Then she did that. And I was just like, I don't want anything to do with your family anymore. They're weird. But the worst thing was that Doug stopped talking to them around that time too, because he was like, no, fuck them. Why would they do that to my wife? I don't want anything to do with them either. Then I stopped believing, and of course, like now he stopped believing too. So yeah, they blame me for everything. I've told him a million times, I do not control my husband. We aren't like that. If he wanted to have dinner with you, he would. He doesn't want to. I can't make him.
Luckily, we're not that close. And she's nice to me, but like, I'll give you an example. It's just a little different, but like still kind of in the same realm. So like in April, my husband had a heart attack, and I had to make sure. Oh yeah, he's fine. Everything is good. It was great. He quit smoking. He quit drinking in like 2 weeks. He's doing fabulous. He's on blood pressure medication. Like everything's resolved. Like we're living our best fitness lives, et cetera, et cetera. But, of course, like I'm here in Florida, they're all in Texas. I have to tell everybody I'm the liaison, right? And she's like, forgive me for my Southern accent here. And she's like, Lauren, she's like, he's got demons and we need to rebuke them. And I'm like, okay, you rebuke the demons and I'm going to go fill the Metapropol prescription that they just gave me. Like teamwork, not helpful.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ, like no pun intended.
Oh my God, that would bug the shit out of me. I would just be like, get out of his hospital room. You're not welcome in here. If you think my husband is full of demons, don't come around him. Dick.
Yeah, she really does. She thinks that.
Just like, don't be here. Then you don't need to be in this hospital. I'm like, I have to say, I say all this. I'm one of those people who I think I'm really strong and would say this shit, but it's a 50-50 chance on whether I'll say it or not. There have been times I have stood up and said the right thing, and the other times where I'm like, think I'll say it, and then I don't. I would just let her stay. So Crystal.
I let her pray over me. I don't care. Go ahead. Whatever makes you feel better. This is your child, but still, like,
Yeah. So, Tony, but you didn't have children at the time with her. You were just married. It was just you and her, right, Tony, when you left?
When we were in church, she became pregnant by somebody. This is before we were even dating, so it's not a big deal. So she already had a kid, and that kid I noticed to see was a baby because they went to church and just grew up when he was a little baby. I didn't change his diapers or anything like that, but I did carry him and comfort him and carry like I was there when he was a little tiny kid.
Yeah. So did you find, like, I know this is weird, but I'm just wondering this logistics of all. Did you actually find another job before you stepped down so that you wouldn't be without any money, or did you have to go for a while without any money before you figured out what to do? Like, how did you handle that transition?
Well,
that's really hard for a lot of people.
I didn't stop working while pastor, so I had a job already then.
Oh, okay. That's good.
See, I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I can't remember what the job was back then. I had so many in the past. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, so that's good. Because literally there's hey, Jaron, if you want, come on up. I'm just hanging out talking to people. I'm probably going to be live for about 10 more minutes unless we meet our live goal, which, it doesn't matter. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. I'll pin it for you guys. I like to try to get some of the gifts I haven't ever had before. So, do you become atheist right away, or do you try any other religions or anything? Oh, I missed the microphone. Tony?
Oh, you asked me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Did you try any other religions or anything, or did you
no,
just?
it was pointless to go to any other religion because I saw the farceness of it, And I mean, even today, I married a pagan, and she does her practice, and they have over here in North Carolina, there's a town where they have property, and they'll gather there sometimes and have coven and.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't go to that, but like every year they have a celebration in the beginning of the summer called Beltane, and they do a celebration at the state park here, Kings Mountain State Park in North Carolina. They rent out the campsite, and they'll do that celebration there. And it's basically the old pagan tradition of wrapping ribbons around a pole. They call it the maypole.
Oh, that's cool.
And they have other things. To me, they're silly. I don't believe in none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting, and as long as it's not a religion that went around colonizing the whole entire planet and doing it by force, I'm good. You can worship nature if you want to, as long as you're not hurting anybody. I'm cool with it. So
That's how
it.
I feel too. That's how I feel too. Exactly.
But I am going to stand up against those that have, gotten to the place where they are today by hurting others and pretending that they didn't do anything wrong because it was part of the scripture. Like, your Bible is the claim; it's not proof of anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well-
So do you go live and do these kind of conversations?
I don't. I really don't. I never wanted to talk about all of this because it's a part of my life that I wasted, and it was a waste that has harmed others. And I didn't want to be a part of that anymore. And I don't like talking about it, but since it's here, I always tell the Christians that get on this lives, like, you guys don't belong here. The Bible tells you to stay away from worldly things. This application is a secular application that was created for entertainment of secular, means. So in that manner, you don't belong here. If your God was real, your God would invent some kind of application that was popular and then, use that. But because it doesn't exist, it's been happening with television, and before that, books. People would, try to convince you that this book is real and everything else doesn't matter, and that's not right, because everything else does matter. Everything else does have facts behind it. We understand. We might, gravity is something that people, but there is actual math and logic behind it. And there's testing. You can, and I always tell people that don't believe in gravity, look, I want you to find the heaviest book in your house. Take it with you, sit down on the ground, and then lay flat. I want you to hold the book in front of your face and then say, gravity doesn't exist, and then release the book and see what happens. But
yes, exactly.
This is the thing, there's things that we can actually believe in because we have facts, and we can, it's like you can test things and they repeatedly come up with the same answer. So that there's a fact there. This happens because of that, and this is because of that, and we test it, and that's a factual statement, something that you can actually believe in. Now, the Bible, there's you're not supposed to test it. You shouldn't test God, but God does have a lot of things that are supposed to happen while you're alive, and unfortunately, they don't happen. It's written in some Bibles in red when it talks about apparently Jesus speaking. He said the greater things, the works that he did, greater things we would do, and that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. This is a liar. If this God's real, he's a liar. So I'm not gonna believe in a lying God. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to bounce because I got little ones upstairs and they were watching the movie.
Okay,
and I gotta go check on them.
Something to you. I want to say something to you before you go, though, real quick. I want to tell you that when you were indoctrinated into this religion and you did not waste your life, you didn't have a choice on that. That was indoctrination. The fact that you got out shows how fucking, truly compassionate, kind, and amazing you are, Tony. And people in chat are telling you right now how much they love your voice, your perspective, and they want to hear more from you. We would love for you to come back sometime. And also, I hope that one day I get to see you live and I get to come up and join your panel, because talking about these things is how we get the change that we want to be. So thank you for being here. You guys, big W in the chat for Tony. Tony, I followed you back. You're amazing. Thank you for being here. I love it.
Oh, no
I really do
problem. And
appreciate
you know,
you.
I like I said, I didn't want to talk about this stuff, but I came here and you know,
I'm
for
glad you
for
did.
like over a decade, I never spoke to anybody about Christianity unless they asked. You know, like if I was working next to somebody who had a cross in their chest and partied and had beers and all, like every weekend, and don't come at me with your condemning eyes because I'm not a Christian when you don't even follow the book.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Well,
thank you for being
that's
here.
why
I really
it's
appreciate it.
that's why your perspective is so appreciated too. Just, because I wish there was somebody that would have told me when I was, in my late teens, early 20s, trying to wade through this emotionally, mentally, philosophically, and like to have somebody that's like kind of been through a few different ones and kind of made it to the top and then come back and said, hey, maybe this isn't for me. Like, I wish I had that
It's funny.
perspective.
It's funny you say that because like that's one of the things, and this is one of the reasons I don't do lives. I actually don't. I've tried it a couple times, but I don't have the patience to debate with people. I just I just give my testimony, and I share the scriptures I know when people are being stupid. And but one of the things I do is I do go around atheist lives and like to encourage everybody that's doing this, because this is very selfless to go around and spread this information that is needed. That we didn't get, like you said, somebody didn't tell me about this when I was making my choices. And you know what? Now that that people are able to speak to each other like this, it's something that's can help a lot of people not be victims to what we had to go through, and victims to a system that's not good. It's not. It hurts people. They want to take away women's right to vote in the United States because these Christian nationalists want to like impose their freaking rule on everybody. So that's not cool.
Hey,
All this shit.
Tony, this is Tony. My friend J.A. Bates is also Tony. He's also an ex-pastor. Tony, meet Tony.
Hi.
Hello, I've seen Tony around quite a bit. I've never really got to talk to him, though.
Yeah, I like to talk to, I got several friends that are atheists, and unfortunately, it's very draining for some of us to be out here talking with people that don't want to listen to facts and reality, and they get burnt out. So what I like to do is I like to go around and encourage them and tell them how I appreciate the work that they're doing for humanity, because that's it. That's something that we need. We need encouragement. That's something that happened in church too. You give each other encouragement to keep going and in your faith, whatever. Well, this is true. This is people's lives that are at stake of going into this depravity that is religion. So I like to encourage people that are doing this on lives, and that's basically why I don't do them, because I like to go around and one if there's somebody saying stupid things that are wrong, they're not atheists, but like people that are believers, I will correct them a little bit, and sometimes they get pissed off. I know that when I brought out the whole Slaves Bible and the black pastor's live, he called me a demon and I don't know what else, but yeah.
They like to go to the insults. Well, thank you for being in, and like I said, please join me anytime I'm live. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. And last thing I'll tell you is I like to tell everybody, be good without a leash. We can be good.
Thank you.
We can be good without a little leash to tell us, hey, be a good boy and I'll give you a treat. Or if you don't behave, I'm going to pull this and I'm going to harm you. Just be good, because we can be. In history, different places on earth, different tribes have been productive. And, they didn't need any of the belief systems that we have today. It's there.
Right.
The evidence is there. Or else. Go ahead.
Chat wants me to tell you that in my link in my bio, we have a Discord called Deconstruction Junction. Also, my own Discord is in there too. It's absolutely free to join, and there's about 5,000 of us who are ex-believers or people who have deconstructed or help other people deconstruct. So if you want to join, we'd love to have you.
Cool. I appreciate it. I'll check it out.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Have a good day. Thank you for being here.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Joyful, what's up? Hey, Texas, I see you there. And I see a couple of my doctor friends there. How are you guys today? All right, I'll give you a second. You get 1 second, dude. That's it. Don't fuck with me. No, I'm just kidding. You guys, this has been a good live today. I didn't know what to expect because, frankly, I didn't want to go live. I was doing it for my mental health, and it helped, and so I'm glad I did. At least it helped for right now. I never know until I turn off the camera, and then I'm in my quietness again as to whether it really helped. I am going to be releasing my album on Spotify soon, so be looking for that, okay? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joyful.
Yeah, I was just coming up. So here in the next couple days, I'm putting together a pretty big video from I Am His Pastor that I need your help with. Because I'm going to be editing together a phone conversation with that lady calling for formula for her baby.
Oh, nice.
And I need you to record something like you're answering the phone and then transferring them to me or to the pastor in your deaconess voice. Just say, hello, this is Deaconess Crystal or whatever you want to say. I want to make a full-length video of me responding and talking to her, and I think it'll be really funny.
Oh, I think that would be really good. That's going to be a very good one. Okay, no problem. I will do that. I'll send that over to you tonight. Yeah, that's going to be fun. That'll be a really good one. I was just talking about that. I really think that a whole bunch of people from the deconstruction community should do what she's doing, but call their old church and see what happens. Call your old church. Pick up the phone, videotape yourself while you're doing it, and ask them if they will give you formula for your baby.
I did DM her to ask her if she would call the two churches that were trying to get rid of the LGBTQ thing in our town. I'm hoping that she will.
I hope so too.
I actually feel like my congregation might do it. I don't know.
That's good. That's good. I would hope that some of them would. I don't know about my old church now because I've been gone so long. I don't know who runs it. I don't know how they are with their, but when I was there, as I told you, if it hadn't been that I answered the phone that day, that woman would not have gotten formula and diapers, but I answered the phone.
I only know because my mom is so deep into it, and they're so helpful, and even me as when I say full-blown atheist, I have a tattoo of a burning church on my leg,
oh,
so
wow.
There's no, I think I'm done for, but but they've always been so kind to me and nice. I really do think they might. I kind of want to do it just to see, but I'm definitely gonna have to is star 69 still a thing, or what's the opposite of star 69? You can block me.
I forgot all about star 69. Oh shit, star 69. Oh my god. I forgot all about that. That is so funny. For all you younger kids out there, there used to be a time when if somebody called you before we had caller ID, okay, we didn't have no caller ID back then, you would punch stars, what you all call, they don't call it star now. What do they call that? Anyway, you would push star 69 on your phone. And you'd find out who called you.
I feel like I just shriveled into a husk.
Asterisks. Thank you for me not knowing simple words like asterisks. Yeah. When you guys want to know how old I am, this is how old I am. Okay, this is how old I am. When I was a kid, there was a number you would call to to find out what time it was. If you wanted to set your clocks to the, the clock,
That was around when I
and
was
so,
young.
okay, it was okay. Well, a lot of people wasn't. So you would pick up the phone to call it, but you could hear like it was a party line. So you could yell out like your phone number into the abyss, and other people would hear it, and then they would call you, and you would like meet people.
Wait, did your phone number start with a letter, Crystal? Did your phone number start with? Okay.
No, my parents.
Some people's did.
Yeah, my parents did that, but mine, we had area codes. But I will tell you that when I was a kid, this is how old I am. When I was a child, they switched it at one point in California. There was too many phone numbers, so they had to give everybody new area codes, and they broke up, and we all got new area codes. Like we used to have like 3, and we went to like 100 or something. So
we did that too. We changed ours.
Okay.
It's so wild.
It was wild. And then at that time, if you called anybody outside your area code, it was considered long distance. Even if they were across the street from you, if it wasn't the same area code, then you got charged long distance. So then telephone companies started coming out with plans, and they would brag that it was 10 cents a minute. It's only 10 cents a minute to talk to you. Bitch, she lives across the street. Why do I have to pay 10 cents a minute? And when I tell kids that nowadays, they're like, you paid 10 cents a minute to talk on the phone? And that was just a regular phone call, like literally.
I was telling my kids because they wanted me to look up our bank account the other day because they wanted to get something, and I told them I didn't know. I'd have to look at what kind of finances we had. And I told my daughter, I was like, used to you had to call. You would call an automated number and put in your bank account number, and they would tell you your balance. And she was like, no, they didn't. And I was like, yeah, I swear. That's how it used to be.
Yeah, but you guys remember? Do you remember Nextel with they were like the old school cell phones, but they were still like walkie talkies? Yes.
Yes. My sister had those for her business because it saved her like so much money to not have to call the guys every time she had a question.
They were a jam, but so annoying. The noise, doodle, I can still hear it. Like.
Yeah, my dad. That was his first cell phone that he had.
We used to also have to call the movie theaters to find out what time the movies were and what was playing.
These are the movie times.
Yep. In Theater 1, we will be showing Sleeping Beauty at 1:10, 4:27. Like, what are those times? Why aren't you just starting on the hour? Why are they weird times? Anyway, yeah, those were the days, you guys. I'm old as fuck, okay? Anyway. Yeah.
You used to have to pay for internet, use a disc for your internet too. I told my kids about that.
Oh, they used to send it to you in the mail with like 25 free hours. Remember?
Yeah.
Yes. I remember, do you guys remember when you had to update your web browser that you had to like leave your computer on because it was going to take like at least 16 hours just for it to update like your web browser?
Or downloading the new Windows would take like a whole day.
Yes. Okay, I remember when, so we first had AOL, and then at one point my husband said, okay, this just shows like I was such a boomer when I was 30, okay? Like I was a boomer at 30. He goes, okay, babe, we're gonna get this other internet provider because they are so much cheaper per month, and they're better than AOL. AOL puts too much shit on your computer and stuff. And I said, oh, okay, so he, gets rid of AOL and he puts the new one on. And I'm like, I don't like this. And he's like, why? And I go, because it never tells me when I have email anymore. Do you remember AOL? You've got mail.
Of course.
It It didn't do that anymore. I had to actually open up my mail app to see if I had email. And I was mad that it didn't go, "You've got mail," when I opened up the app. And he was laughing at me because he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? This is like 10 times faster and you wanted to say you got mail?" Because that's
Fast forward to 2025, there's like 3,000 Gmails in my email.
Right?
Like,
Right? Oh my God. No, like my email, I have a very old Gmail account. I was one of the first Gmail accounts. Unfortunately, everybody thinks it's theirs or they use it when they don't want to give somebody their email because they don't realize it's actually my email account. So I have thousands of emails that come in every month. I have people's bank information. I have their tickets for their concerts that they're going to because they use my email all the time. It's not theirs. But if I tell you guys, then a bunch of you will email me and I don't want to tell you what it is. If you DM me, though, I'll tell you.
Yeah, definitely, Tahira. I talk to way too many adults on MSN Messenger. Yeah.
oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I had Crystal Skimmer. I had a computer room when my kids were young, so they couldn't be on the internet without me turning around and seeing exactly what they were doing. So all computers were in the same room, and I could see every computer at any given time. So they didn't do things like that. But I don't know if you guys remember when web browsers figured out how to use people who made websites figured out how to use meta tags so that when you went and searched for something on a search engine, you would be searching for something like Star Wars, but porn would come up instead because they put that into the meta tags of the porn because they knew a lot of people search for Star Wars. So that was how they made their porn come up. And at one point, my son, who was like 10 or 11 at the time, was searching Star Wars, and this woman spread eagle gynecological position shows up on his screen, okay? And he goes, "How do I get rid of this?" And I turn around and I am embarrassed. Like I am immediately like, ah, like everything inside me is freaking out. But I also am one of those people who, even though everything in my brain and body is freaking out, I try to stay calm in the moment to handle it appropriately, right? But inside I'm just like, and my husband, just calm as day, turns around and goes, "One day, son, you're going to ask me how you find more of that." Anyway, we went and got rid of that and got rid of that browser. Yeah, he didn't miss a beat. He was like, one day you're going to want me to tell you how to get some more of that. He wasn't wrong. No. But, yeah, that's why
I've got to go, Crystal.
browser.
Than's for having me up.
I got to go, too. You guys,
Love
make
ya.
sure you're following JA Debates.
Thank you.
He goes live every Tuesday or every Monday and Thursday. I think he's going to be switching to Tuesday coming up soon. So make sure you're following Joyful JA Debates. Lauren, thank you for coming up. I appreciate you too. Tony, again, thank you for joining me. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the likes, the shares, the gifts. I really appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and shut down for today. I will be back tomorrow with Non-Believers Bible Study. We are in Numbers somewhere, I don't know, like 19, I think, somewhere around there. Okay, so join me tomorrow for Non-Believers Bible Study. And thank you for being my online therapy today. You really helped me. Is there somebody we should go and raid? I know there's like just 20 of us in here, but should we raid somebody? Let me see who's live. Who is live right now? Is Tiny live right now? I see Tiny might be live, and Dugald, Jaren. Are any of those people live? If you guys, just wherever you go, tell them CrystalJae Raid. I love you. I'll see you around the mean streets of TikTok. Bye, everybody on YouTube. Have a great day. Bye. Nope. I really can't ever say goodbye and actually just hang up from you guys. It never lets me. It makes me make the word. You can't join the Discord. Okay, click the link, copy and paste it, and put it in your browser. If anybody is in the Discord, can